All right, guys. Welcome to Shadow Bayou Tarot with a little lanyap. And you know me, I am Joyce. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And please hit subscribe and join my growing evergreen Bayou tribe here on YouTube. Also, if you are returning, welcome back, Bayou tribe. Tonight we do have a special guest. Psychic Lauryn is here with us, and we are going to be answering your questions on love, giving you the love tea. Lauryn is a psychic medium. So without further ado, guys, you know how I like to roll it out. Here is Psychic Lauryn. She's going to tell you guys a little bit about herself.
All right. Thank you for that introduction. My name is Lauryn, you guys. I'm a psychic medium. I'm also an animal communicator. Mostly on my channel, I'm an intuitive coach, and I like to teach a lot of psychic development related stuff. So I have video courses on it, but most of my content is about helping you guys understand your psychic ability, strengthen it, and really just feel empowered to use it, I guess. So that's a little bit about me. I guess feel free to ask me questions.
Yeah, so we're doing our super chat, and everybody here knows that, you know, pretty much all my regulars know how it is. When I do a duo stream, it's $5 for a pendulum, yes or no, and $20 for the tarot and energy readings. So Nadia's here. She is one of my moderators. And I'm hoping Linda and everybody else joins the discussion, the chat, the Q&A. Hi, Ruby, Marco, Serena, Nadia. Can you see, Lauryn? Can you see the chat on the side?
Yes, I just found it. I was like, where are these people? I found them.
All right. Hey, Jada, I saw you were first. Nadia. Yes, this is Psychic Lauryn. She is new to YouTube. And of course, we want to give her the big shout out. So everybody checks out her channel and gives her that subscribe, that thumbs up that YouTube loves so much. Whoa! And yeah, we get a little bit crazy up in here, Lauryn. We like to party.
Nice. I love it.
Yes, Ruby saying, welcome, Lauryn. Ruby is an aspiring tarot reader.
Nice.
And Ruby is super sweet. They're all super sweet. Nadia, Jada, Marco, Craig's a regular too. Craig's our bachelor. Marco's our other bachelor. So we have a good time, Lauryn. You know, it might be a little different maybe than what you've seen before with other people on their live streams. We keep it real here. And we're like a big family, you know.
No, I love that. I think that this sort of work attracts that type of people, and you end up creating such a fun little community from it. Like, I love it.
Good. Hey, Mama Odie. So, you know, so we have to, I don't know if you know this person, Need God.
No.
Me either. Okay.
I do very irregular live readings, and I'm only just now starting to get a few people that come back regularly. So,
okay. Well, Lauryn, tell them you do. Is it every Wednesday night that you do live streams, free readings right now to kind of promote your business and your channel and let people have, you know, a firsthand taste of your talent and your gifts?
Yeah, absolutely. I usually try for every Wednesday night. If for some reason I can't do that night, I'll let you know in kind of like the Facebook event that I throw up. But yeah, that's how I do my live readings to try to get my channel going right now. So,
well, good, because everybody here, I'm sure, would be interested in knowing that, you know, just to go and check you out on Wednesday nights and ask a question, you know, just say, hey, Lauryn, we're here for a visit. Nadia, thank you for your super chat. Future love. We got you, Nadia. I was going to say Lauryn. We got you, Lauryn. We got you too. All right, Nadia Ramkren in love. You can go ahead, Lauren, first while I'm shuffling.
I also have cards with me, you guys. I use more of my psychic ability, but sometimes I like to just like pull one to get me going. So I might be writing for a little bit. I might be pulling cards. It's just kind of whatever hits me first. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I pulled, this is my, what is this? The Archetype Tarot card deck, Nadia. And so I have this fun card, and it's all about advocating. And so in the context of love, I'm sort of taking this as finding future love for you might be a route that you could take is by going out and getting involved in things that you're interested in, which is something that I get from my guides often for relationship readings. Is really, you want to attract the type of person that you're looking for and is similar to your values. And I think when you're going out and you're doing things you're passionate about, for example, I'm like a filmmaker, and so I go out and do a lot of film related events. And so if I were single and wanting to meet somebody, that would be a great way to do so. So I think your guides are trying to pull you in the direction of figure out what you're into and then try to find some sort of group surrounding that. Because I think a lot of times we go to the wrong places. Like maybe you're sort of, I don't want to say you're going to a bar or anything, but sometimes when you do stuff like that, it attracts the energy that's not for you. So I think your guides are really trying to pull you towards a place of thinking about your values first and finding groups around that so that you can find future love. And I'm sorry, Joyce, I totally forgot to ask you, how long are we doing readings for?
We don't well, I mean, we kind of try to keep it brief.
Okay.
Thorough but brief, because sometimes we do get backed up. So we don't want it to be a long drawn out thing. You know, if they want more insight, they usually get more, get more super chats or book a private reading, whatever it is they choose.
Gotcha.
But we do try to at least answer everyone. You know. Awesome. So just let me know when you're done and I'll let her know what I've got.
Okay. I just pulled one more card. So Nadia, I'm thinking not only are your guides just very much like wanting you to think about the intention that you're setting by the way that you're like approaching future love, by finding your values, your interests first, and then kind of finding people within that group. I also pulled the Visions card. This is my mermaid deck, and this card is very much about like your intuition, your psychic sense. Maybe you're a little bit clairvoyant, Nadia, but I think I like to think of this card in terms of relationship as really connecting with your guides and using your intuition to help find this future love. I think your guides are wanting you to really connect to that ability, connect to them, because I think they're here to help you, and they're giving you sort of that visual input, and maybe they're giving you signs in that way. So being open to that clairvoyant ability would definitely be something that I would recommend. Go ahead, Joyce.
All right. So Nadia, I feel like with the winds of change that I did talk about, I posted on my community board wee hours of the morning here. Comes new beginnings. And I've been seeing this for a while for you, Nadia. You're going to have, first of all, you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is the wheel of the year. And that is, everything is changing. You have a cycle that's ending. A lot of people do right now. And you can feel it. Okay. You can feel that energy shift. And everything's changing for the better. It's sort of like out with the old, in with the new. Okay. And that's all validated. We have here the Ten of Wands, which is you're going to be letting go of past issues, traumas, heartbreak in love, whatever is burdening you in your love life. You're going to be able to let that go. Okay. With this Wheel of Fortune energy, you have new beginnings that are going to lead to happy endings. And I know this because also, and I've been reading you for a while, so it's pretty consecutive here. Consistency. We have someone here. This is the Queen of Cups. You also have the Sun. Okay. So it could be any sign you're dealing with, but I do have a lot of water here, especially Scorpio is here in the Death card. We have another 9 and the 9 of Swords. We have Justice, and we have the Emperor who's coming in with an apology. So your person is coming. You have somebody from the past who's going to return with an apology, and I've been seeing that, and you know who that is. He is the Emperor energy in Aries, and he's thinking. He's been thinking. You're going to have truth and clarity come. You're going to have justice in the situation. You're going to have a peace with it because he's going to give you that communication that you've been needing. He does want a new beginning with you. He's stuck in his own mess right now, but even though he's stuck, that's all changing, even for him. Because what's changing in your love life is affecting him too. He's part of that. Okay. So I do see him moving forward. You see this? That bouquet there is saying, I know you're moving on to better things. Here's the promise the universe made. Go for that. Out with the old, in with the new. The death to the old ways of thinking and living and believing. You have abundance. You're moving forward to your love life. You're headed towards it. Okay. The person that you're going to be with, they cannot express to you immediately all their gushy, sappy feelings how we do, but they will express enough. And little by little, that person is going to reveal more. Okay. But that cup is going to be sincerely offered. And I believe that you will accept it because you guys have a lot of talking to do, and you're going to have a lot of clarity in the discussions that you have. And that's going to bring you a peace. And I feel like step by step, you can move forward into this happiness with this person. That's what I've got.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Hey, mascot, Trista. Okay. So Lauryn, what's cool is Nadia's daughter, Trista.
Okay.
Is here too. And Trista, she's, I like to do 18 and older. Yeah, she's an adult. But if you see, because she wrote, hi, mommy, she's not talking to me. She's talking to Nadia.
Gotcha.
That's her mom. You're welcome, Nadia. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Trista says, I'm 30. Now, Nadia, you too young. Girl, please. Y'all look like sisters. From the little thumbnail pictures, I could see y'all look like sisters. Whatever water you drinking, Nadia, you tell me. I'm buying a case of that booger. Hi, Mona. It's Trista and Auntie. Are you the aunt, Mona? I got a little gnat or something in my house. Why is that? Okay. So, guys, where is everybody? Where is everybody tonight? I can see 10 people. Where's my thumbs? I want some thumb. Give me thumb. Give me thumb. So, we're missing some folks. We're missing part of the family. Where is Linda? She's been MIA, y'all. My last stream, I didn't see her. Craig, he's probably chasing somebody. Craig, I know you hear me. I know you're there somewhere. Hey, Marco. Spiritual love, it's $5 for yes or no with the pendulum or the divining rods that I have. And it's $20 for the tarot pool and energy. Lauryn, are you clairvoyant?
Yes, I am. I am both clairvoyant and clairaudient. But I use all of my clairs. And I have a whole video on all of them and how you can strengthen them. But yeah, mostly clairvoyance. I see and I hear a lot. And I know that like whenever I'm about to do a reading, like all day today, I'm picking up on spirits, and like I know they're not mine, and I'm like, I know this group has energy coming through because there was a spirit in my house tonight, and I was like, whoa, get out. But yeah, I kept seeing him.
Hopefully good spirits that say, girl, we about to be on the bayou.
Yeah.
And I'm getting my fishing pole. Everybody else, fish out in my backyard.
I've never been to Louisiana. I want to go so bad. I'm from Colorado, by the way, you guys. So I'm over here out west.
That is so cool. I have a cousin living in Colorado. Oh, shoots. I want to say around Denver, but I'm not 100%.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, her and her family live out there. Maybe one day I'll be able to reach out and go visit some family in Colorado, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
But it sounds a little cold to me. I'm used to hell hot. Like down south is hot, girl.
That's the only bad thing is we don't have ocean, not very warm weather.
It's hot, and if you don't mind the heat, well, you come on. But it is a beautiful country. The Bayou country is beautiful. It's very spiritual. I'm 45 minutes outside of the city of New Orleans, south of New Orleans. Like people used to say, there's nothing south of New Orleans. Look closer. And it's true because we live in a marsh in a swamp area.
Yeah.
And, so it's kind of like, I hope you're real down to earth when you come down to here because you're going to be in the earth. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to check out the voodoo culture too. So.
Yeah. Well, you got to kind of, if you ever want to do that, let me know. You kind of want to stay away from the tourist traps of it.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Now, the reality of it, you get to not be so afraid. And that's a very strange thing for me to say. Voodoo is not what people perceive it to be.
Yeah.
And so real voodoo is a very positive religion, actually. Mm-hmm. And, and it's a religion, and it's an initiated religion. So it's not like, you could just, people who are truly practitioners get initiated and practice and study this religion for many, many years.
Yeah, yeah.
Holly, thank you for your super chat. Love messages. We got you. Thanks, Holly girl.
Alrighty. Holly Love.
Doesn't she have a sweet, sweet energy?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, the thumbnails are so tiny, but I was like, I like it. I like your energy.
Oh, mama, you have brothers in Denver and a family in New Orleans. Well, then you have reason to go both places, girl.
Oh, I didn't see that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Jada, look for Craig. Go find Craig. He's around here, probably laughing at us right now, looking for him. Your best friend is a voodoo mambo initiated in Haiti. Awesome. She must be in New Orleans, or he?
Oh, cool.
That's pretty cool. I know a Haiti voodoo initiate myself. She owns a voodoo shop on the outskirts of the city, more like in the an older part of New Orleans. And she is very big into the New Orleans community, trying to help people. And she has this artsy fartsy community, the yoga and, a lot of self-help and all this other stuff. And she really reaches out there, big part of the community in New Orleans, and very positive lady, but yeah, we'll get back to that later. Hey, Craig, we've been looking for you.
Awesome. Okay, so Holly, I pulled a few cards and I sort of just trying to get the lay of the land. And I feel like in the past, love life stuff has been sort of like, I don't want to say chaotic, but you've just been too concerned about it. Like I feel like your mental energy around it is just like, oh, this needs to happen, this needs to happen, this needs to happen. And you've stressed yourself out about it too much, and you put too much weight on it. And so your guides are saying kind of right now it's about just focusing on the simple stuff. So this card is chop wood. And these are all, I use all oracle cards. I don't know too much about tarot. So but I think when I think of this card, it's just about getting back to the simplicity of how can I approach this relationship. And usually when I do my readings, I'm sort of talking about what we can do now to get to that love that we want. And so sort of the things that I pulled are all, I call them like action items or things that you can do to sort of help get you there. And so I think, Nadia, the chopping wood card is very much about getting rid of the stuff on your plate that's distracting you, that's stressing you out, focusing on, when it comes to your relationship, just the simple, the only things you need to work on. And I think I pulled 3 cards of kind of like, what are the obstacles for you right now? And well, and this isn't an obstacle, but I pulled the happy card. And so I think you're actually in a really good spot, Holly, of just like, I feel like you're in a groove, you're in a zone when it comes to like you yourself. And so you need to bring that energy over into a new relationship. So it's remembering not to sacrifice yourself and your happiness in relationships. And maybe that's something that you tend to do. And I think I'll come back to that card. But the other card I pulled is very similar to that chopping wood, which is clean it up. And I think that I'm getting that this is around just like your mental emotions, because I also pulled the orphan card. And to me, that's sort of saying, okay, what's going on in your brain that it's sort of a block for you with a relationship? Like, what is it that's in your way that's making you feel alone, and making you attract that energy? And so I sort of just get this feeling of you feel like you don't deserve a relationship. And so maybe this is something that, came up in your past, or maybe something that's been trained into you, or even maybe just past relationships have made you feel alone. And I think your guides really want you to step up and say, okay, how can I approach this relationship and ask for what I want and feel that I deserve what's in this relationship? And I think that's kind of what's blocking you even from getting into a relationship, because when you're saying to yourself, I don't deserve this, I'm always going to be alone. And, you might not be exactly saying that, but, subconsciously you might be putting out that energy. Then it's a lot harder for your guides to sort of send people your way, because you're sort of just you're not paying attention to all the signs. And so looking at these, I think it's about cleaning up those mental thoughts around, I do deserve to have a relationship. Start saying affirmations in a positive way of, I do deserve to have this. And Joyce, I don't know why, but my guides are telling me like, this is also for you. So I'll just say what I'm getting. And so I think at the root of all of this, Holly, is just to stay in this happy state and remember to bring that over into this new relationship. And remember not to sacrifice yourself. Like that's just kind of the main message, is don't sacrifice yourself, and tell yourself that you do deserve it. And when you do that, your guides are going to be like, oh, okay, she's feeling good about this. She's attracting this. We're going to meet her halfway and send her, this next relationship. But I would say focus up here first.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I have here the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Wands that came out first for you, Holly. Okay. And basically with that is, I feel you are being given a gift that the divine is saying, okay, we're going to give this to you. This is coming your way. It's still in the air. It's not in your hand yet. And it's being offered to you. Okay. This is something that you have that is really a deep meaning, a deep feeling, something you've longed for. However, what's happening is you are stuck in a rut. like she was saying, like Lauryn was saying, but we know you are breaking away and cutting away from this negative energy, this negative person that you've been around. Okay, the tower is falling because you're like, I'm severing this tie. This hurts too much. And your heart is with someone else. Okay, your heart is with someone else anyway, so you don't belong. And you and this person are not together. That's that negative person, but it's somewhere they still surround you. Okay, so you want to be with your heart's desire because that's the fulfillment. Everybody wants to be with their heart's desire, not what they feel is just settling. Okay, and that's what you're breaking away from is the settling. You don't want to settle. You want to be with who you love. And you know there's love for you from that person as well. So that's where you want to be. But it's that initial moving past that negativity, as Lauryn was explaining. So here you have divine energy. You have to make a choice here in this Two of Pentacles because you do have solidarity coming in. What path do I take? You already know the path you need to take. It's to make it a reality. It's to take that step and move forward because guess what? You got another love cup here. You got the Ace of Cups. This is a new beginning in love, a new offer, going toward what you desire and that you've been thinking of, that you long for in the Page of Wands. Well, the Knight of Wands actually, which is better. We have the Ace of Pentacles here also. So this person or you is ready to make an offer. You are involved some kind of a way, communication-wise, with the person that you want to be with. They feel the same way, but it's for you to physically get there, okay? We have the Hierophant, okay? That higher level of learning, understanding, being receptive to your spirit guides, being receptive to the intuition. That's the communication that you receive. Follow that intuition. Don't fight against it because you not only have to find balance, but you have to be patient in this divine timing because you have this love offer coming in. You got messages and communication about love. So with that Page of Cups, you're looking at it, you're seeing it, but you need to now take the physical steps towards it. It's not going to come in, pick you up off the couch and carry you over. You know, we are all, I feel, intuitive. You always have that gut feeling. And do you not know, and y'all, I'm sure you guys know this, whenever we go against that gut feeling, we screw up. It goes to crap. And that's because we should have listened to what our guides were trying to tell us. Do it this way. We don't do it this way because we listen to this and not this. When we listen to the mind and not the heart, and this is how I describe it. When we listen to the mind and not the heart, we mess up. When we, you know, and you see that a lot. We're trying to be logical, but our logic mind is fighting against our intuition a lot of times. And our intuition is where we're going to be on that right path. Because if you notice, when we ignore the intuition, when we ignore what truly is in our heart, and what is being spoken to us and telling us, oh, you got to take the green road, take the green path. I put it green just so you know this is the path. And you're like, but I'm going on the brown road. Brown is easy. Brown makes sense. Then you go on the brown road and you're like, holy moly, I should have went on the green road because everything just went to pot. So, and I hope you understand what I'm saying. Follow your gut. You know what you need to do. I feel you know what you need to do, Holly, and I feel like you need to take action towards that. It's there for you. It's sort of in a sense of you have to take the first step or it's not going to move. It's just going to be stagnant energy. So that's what I've got.
I totally agree. I agree with all of that. Excuse me.
Craig, is Craig next, y'all? Okay.
I think Nadia paid for Trista.
Trista. Okay, and Trista, that's true. Sorry, Craig, I'm gonna get you. We're gonna get you after Trista. Trista wants general love messages. Okay.
Yes. And I went ahead and I was pulling some cards while she was talking. So Trista, the overall energy that I'm feeling with you is just like, take more action. And I think that in the past, when it comes to relationships and I'm just assuming this is like when people say love, they mean romantic relationships. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I just feel like right in the past, you've been very like, I'll wait for it to come to me. And your guides are saying like right now, it's okay to ask for help. And I think that's kind of a weird answer to get for how do I, approach love. But I think whatever you're insecure about, whatever you're worried about, it's okay to ask for help. You can ask for help by saying, hey, friend or family member, can you set me up with so-and-so? Or, hey, do you guys have any ideas of how I can meet new people? Or even if that's not exactly what you're going for, if you're feeling insecure about the way you're dressed or the way you look or something, you can get online and watch like tutorials. And I'm just getting this, I pulled the card of a leg up and with a leg up, I just sort of interpret this as it's okay to ask for other people's help. And this doesn't have to be a solitary journey, which I think a lot of us don't think of relationships in that way. We think of, oh, well, I have to go out and I have to initiate this. And there's, nobody can help me with this. But then I sort of asked, okay, what sort of obstacles or what should we be focused on? What are those like action items that you can sort of work on so that you can attract love better? And let's see, what did I get? The biggest overall energy that I'm getting is just like setting your intention, believing that it'll happen, and just coming into your power. And so this card I pulled is another, I'm feeling my mermaid deck right now. So this card is like wave of power. And I see you embodying this energy of just like, yes, owning this. Yes, I can be in a relationship. Yes, I can have this. It's very similar to almost Holly's reading of feeling as if you deserve it, because you're in a spot of yearning right now and you're just kind of hoping and wishing that it would happen. And this card is so cheesy, but I love that this mermaid is like going after this dude and he's not reciprocating. And I think it's important to keep this energy, but also remember that you need to find somebody who's going to do this for you at the same time. And I keep dropping my cards. Hang on.
Girl, we always have the flying tarot around here.
And then, yes. And so the last card I pulled was Destiny. And I'm sort of seeing this as change what you're saying in your brain of, this isn't my time. Or a lot of us with intuitive stuff, sometimes we think the stars have to align perfectly and that, I have to wait for something else to like line up before I can have a relationship. But I think of the law of attraction. When you think about the things that you want, you attract those things. And so if you're saying to yourself, my destiny is to be in a relationship soon, or like, I'm going to be in a relationship in 2 months, you're actualizing that intention by staying positive and keeping that destiny that you're setting for yourself in front of you. And when you say that to yourself, your guides, again, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but your guides hear you and they want to meet you halfway. And so they say, okay, I'll send you what you need. You're very clear. Your intentions are clear. So I think overall being more active, setting the intentions, saying, I do deserve this, and this is something I want, and this is something that is going to happen to me. That's the specific wording that they keep telling me is this is going to happen to me. I think you need to believe that and really feel that powerful energy within yourself and feel like you can set those intentions. I think that this wave of power, I'm being very drawn to your solar plexus chakra. And I feel like anything you can do to clean it up, to make yourself feel more confident. And maybe that's, again, asking people for help. I would really focus there first. So
All right.
thank you, Trista. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. 3 of Pentacles is what came out first for you, Trista. And then I have the Wounded Warrior here and the 9 of Wands. So basically, in having a partnership with someone, starting that grounded, that forever, I could build off of this partnership with someone, you are being defensive. And that sounds bad. Maybe I should word it as you want to self-protect. You don't want to get hurt. And so even though, and look, this is very, very much a widespread emotion right now for many, many people. Okay. And I believe that's a natural instinct because, you know, of past failures in relationships or dissatisfactions for whatever reason. So building that solid foundation with someone is scary because you don't know what they're going to do. And people can say, oh, I am confident 2000% in my person. That's fine. And you should be confident in them, but they're still human beings and they're still going to upset you. They're still going to be imperfect. They're still going to not be like, you know, you're going to have highs and lows in every relationship. Okay. Everybody does. Okay. And it's about how can I work out when things go bad with someone? How can I work out because when it's good, it's good. It's not an issue. All right. But when it hits rock bottom and somebody's ready to split, that's an issue. All right. So you're afraid of that. You're afraid when it hits rock bottom because there's always a challenge in relationships. There's always several different, many over time, over years. It's just the way life is. Some not so bad, some very challenging. Who's going to stick it out with me? Can I rely on this person? And you don't know until it happens. Okay, so agreeing with Lauryn, we have the Hierophant here, which is getting more in tune with your higher self and opening yourself up to receiving. Okay, giving and receiving is very important to be open to that. The 2 of Wands, you're trying to decide what to do on this, you know, and this is, your path is being cleared for you, and you're going to have to recognize that. All right. Your path is being cleared. So you can move forward. You're just afraid to because you don't know what choice to make because there's more than one. All right. The 10 of Swords, you will come out of feeling hurt, betrayed, backstabbed, that you can't trust. Somebody's going to take off. As you can see in this deck, this person stabbed this person in the back and ran for the hills. You're going to be coming out of that. The more in tune with yourself, the more understanding you have of the people around you, what your desires are, what's actually coming into an alignment with you. I feel you're going to reach that. Whoever's wearing the false mask, you're going to recognize. Now, wearing a false mask doesn't necessarily mean bad, as in they're really trying to hurt you. Wearing a false mask could be not expressing how you really feel. All right. Meaning I am defending myself. I am protecting myself. I am wearing this mask of calm, cool, and collected when all on the inside you scrambled up. So there is going to be a change, a death to feeling like this, whether this is you or the person that you are dealing with. But I feel a lot of this is you. You know, you're going to, this negativity, this feeling of somebody's going to get you, hurt you, do something to you, you're going to be past that soon. You're working through it, but you're going to be taking off your mask soon. You're going to reveal your true self. And whoever don't like it, don't like it. Who does, stays. You know what I'm saying? You will have an offer coming in. That's true. Something that you've been wishing for in the Nine of Cups. There has been or will be communication that, and I feel like this has been, some negative communication, arguments of some kind. Somebody told you something that made you go, oh, this, and therefore that wall came up. Okay. We also have the Chariot, and you can see in this deck is which way do I go? Which way do I go? I'm ready to move forward. Which way do I go? Okay. The path is clear. Okay. But you have to, and I feel like intuitively, you know where you need to go, but your mind's saying, but I don't want that. You need to not do that. Look beyond what you see. Look beyond what you see. All right. So I feel like you have the opportunity to have love. Yes, this Emperor energy is here for you. I pulled another deck. Someone owes you an apology. And this person's thinking of you. They lied to you. They were deceptive, and that's what hurt you. This is the words they said. But you're going to have justice in the situation. Okay. So be open to that. Don't block them off, but be open to that. You know what path you want to take. Intuitively, I feel like you need to follow it. That's what I got. Okay, so we have Craig. Craig is a yes or no. Do you see Edna coming back towards me? Is she in love with me? Interested to hear the psychic thoughts. So he wants to know what you feel about Edna. Is she truly in love with him? And is she going to go back to him?
Yeah, so I was sort of getting into it while she was doing her reading, and I'm feeling like Edna is not coming back towards you right now, but that doesn't mean she's not in love with you. I think that for whatever reason in her mind, I'm just getting that this relationship she's pushing it away. I'm not sure why, but I think I'm so tempted to pull more cards, but I think it's a no for right now, and I think it's a sort of a not the right timing for whatever reason for her. So, is that adequate enough for yes or no? I'm not sure how much you go in depth. I should have watched some of your. No,
that's okay. I feel overall that she will come back to him in the future. She wants him to go to her. Craig's been part of my Bayou tribe family for a while, and I do feel like she wants to see if he goes to her. Okay, is Edna in love with Craig? Is Edna can you see Craig? Wait, let me kind of get, okay. Is Edna in love with Craig? Yes, Edna is in love with you, Craig. Is Edna ever going back towards Craig? I have a yes, but I feel like she is going to play this out to see, like kind of dangle herself sometimes in front of him. Like, let me show him I'm living my life. Let me show him me and how good I can do without him. Tempt him to want me, therefore come to me. Like, the bait. That's what I feel like she's doing. And he's stubborn, saying, no, you better come crawling through the dirt. And I don't know what happened, but yeah, he wants her to do some groveling and she wants him to grovel.
Yeah, no, I think I'm totally picking up the same thing. Like, I should have prefaced how I do yes or no questions is I read now, versus the future. And so right now I'm feeling like it's a no to coming towards you, which makes sense kind of how you're describing it. Like she's going to make you do the work. But I definitely also agree that it's a yes on the love. And that doesn't mean it's not a possibility with the future. I say things can always change. Right. And as a psychic, I'm always very much on the side of like, I can be wrong. And that happens. So always trust your judgment at the end of the day.
Do you see Vivian coming back, and is she in love with me? There is another called Jacob now. Vivian must know Edna. Vivian and Edna are getting on my nerves. I'm about to call both of them. About to call them. About to say, come here. All right, Marco. So you want to go first with Marco?
Yes.
Okay.
And Marco, what do you mean by there's another called Jacob now?
That Vivian must be involved with another person.
Oh, I see. I didn't understand that. Okay, so oh my goodness. That is so weird. The cards I pulled are like the same as Edna, the same energy. That's so strange. So I'll start. Do you see Vivian coming back? This is Marco. I'm just taking a second to like tune into your energy, Marco. My guides are wanting me to ask what the obstacles are between your relationship. But first I want to just kind of go into like how she feels about you, past, present, future. Past, I feel like she was I pulled the femme fatale card, which is like, she's gonna wait for you to come rescue her. She would never maybe step up into the role of being like the caregiver, or just, I don't know, being equally giving towards you in the relationship. It was very much like, no, you give to me, I'm the princess sort of thing. And again, I always tell people, tell me if I'm wrong, because that's totally fine. And presently, I feel like she's sort of in a mood of like, I'm gonna wait for you. This is so weird because it's just like Edna. I pulled the advocate card, and it's like, no, I'm gonna wait for you to advocate for me, is what I'm getting. And she's very much waiting on you to make that move. And then the future card of what I pulled is how she sees you. Is she sees you as the hero. She wants you to come rescue her. So I would sort of ask if that's a healthy thing. But that's where she's at and how she's feeling towards you. So as far as the question, is she coming back? I feel like she's very like strongly putting that out there. Like, I feel like her energy is really intense. And let me just go into the obstacle cards, because your guys wanted me to ask why it didn't work, what is needing to be fixed this time around if you guys get there again. And so I pulled the wishing well card, and I sort of interpret this card as like, what is your shared intentions, or what are your shared goals in a relationship? And I feel like maybe you guys weren't on the same page. Maybe she had a very clear idea of what she wanted out of the relationship, and you were over here. And so that's why you guys didn't match. And so if you guys came back together, this would be an area of your relationship that you need to address. How do you guys define this relationship? What do you need? What does she need? And does that match up more importantly? Mm-hmm. And then this card, movement, I pulled in reverse. And so I'm kind of feeling like maybe in your relationship, things didn't progress. And that sort of makes sense to me with all the other cards of like her being very much like waiting around on you to do everything. And I'm so curious why she's this way. And my guides are reminding me of myself. Like when I first got in a relationship with my husband, I was very much like, no, you take care of me. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to put in any effort. And I had to change and be better. And
And that's something that after we do super chat, we should talk about just a little bit, is about how we have to change ourselves sometimes, and not to say who we are, but clean up our act a little bit in our expectations, you know?
Absolutely. And I think this this card basically says the exact same thing. You are the alchemist. You can create the concoction of what your relationship looks like. And I feel like it's not that she can't do it. It's not that she can't get there. It's just you might have to communicate this to her of like, hey, if we're going to do this, this is what I need. What do you need? And can you give me what I need? And can we shape this relationship together? Or else you're just going to be stagnant. There's not going to be that movement. And I feel like that's why maybe emotionally you didn't feel like you guys were progressing. And so I just think that I'm getting off of the question. Is she in love with me? I think she can be, but she's just looking for the hero, and that can be anybody right now. And so I think the real hero for her is going to be the person that will come in and bring all these issues to light in a kind, compassionate way and help her get through them, because that's what she really needs. And otherwise, she's just going to keep hopping around from relationship to relationship. So I hope that answered your question.
Well, the first card I have is the Seven of Cups. She has all these choices around her, okay? And she's having fun with all these different people that she's like, oh, I can have all this. So I'm going to taste all this. Okay? I'm going to see which one I like better. And that's basically where she's at. Does she love you? I feel no. I feel no, she does not. I feel she does not love you, and I feel like she does not have respect for you at all. I feel you're just one of her choices. That's how I feel. But she knows that if these other choices don't work out, Marco, that she can go back to you. She knows she can manipulate you. Now, can she fall in love with you? Sure, she could. But is she open to it? She's too busy being narcissistic, like Edna. I agree. You know, so will she come back to you ever? I think that there is a possibility, a big possibility, that in the near future, you guys are going to hook up again. But she's going to break your heart, because she is going to get your hopes up, and she is going to cut you again, because she wants, basically that's what she is. She wants to see what's the better choice. And so in that state of mind, in that energy that she's in, she's a user. She wants to see who's her better choice. And if all else at the moment fails, she's got good old Marco to fall back on. And that's the problem. You know, she does not love you. When people are in that mindset, they don't have love in their heart. They're just users. And when love finally hits that person, somehow, somewhere out of the blue, they are going to hold on to that with two hands, not one. So if I would be you, Marco, I would tell her to hit it, because she is just a user. You know, and I feel like, she'll come back, maybe have some intimacies with you. And then she's like, later, I got a phone call. And this guy could be the one. You know, she is in that kind of a state of thinking, very immature. And you want a woman, you want someone who will grow with you and nurture a relationship with you for the good, the bad, the ugly, for the, you know, just to be with you, grow with you, have a family with you, have a future. She is not that person. Vivian left her mark on you like she does everybody else. And it's almost like she's taking turns with everybody. You don't want that. You don't want the woman everybody had. You know, you really don't. You want something of value. I'm not telling you what to do with your life. I'm just saying, okay? So it's your choice if you take her back, because one day, just like Edna, she's going to give in and come back. The difference between Vivian and Edna is Edna does love Craig. She's narcissistic, but she does love Craig. Vivian does not love you. Vivian is just a horrible narcissist. So that's what I got.
I agree with all of that. I think that's spot on.
So, and guys, and I know I seem to be very biased with the guys, because I have nephews that are learning how to be in relationships. They're young, dating, that kind of a thing. And, so looking at things in their perspective and point of view, I'm not saying I make perfect choices and decisions. No, I mess up. I try to fix my mess ups, of course, because I care, because I love my person. But, you want the best for the person you love always. You want them to make good choices. I want my nephews to make good choices in love and never pretend to be something they're not. For the good, the bad, the ugly, always be who you are and express how you truly feel. Not that they're going to ever listen to me, but it is the advice given to them. And they, just like you guys want to protect from being hurt, fear of the unknown. We all have that. That's a human response. But you guys have to be open to true love with somebody who you really, really can grow something of value with. And I know you both have it in you. Y'all have some soft hearts, even though you don't admit it all the time. All right. I'm struggling with Vivian and Stephanie. Should I go for Stephanie? Well, you definitely should leave Vivian alone. So since Stephanie's the other choice, you can go ahead, Lauryn, if you want, if you're ready.
Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm pulling cards. Marco. Vivian. I do feel like Stephanie is going to be way more receptive to a relationship, but I almost get, I don't want to say opposite personality, but a personality of like, is she going to be too fearful to like step up? So I just want to ask like what those obstacles would be in that relationship. And I'm going to just do like I'm doing sort of like a pros and a cons to each one. Okay. So I think the pro for Vivian is to like take a break. So I think your guys are already sort of assuming that you're maybe not going to go there. I would say with her, taking a break from her is important. And the cons for her is I pulled blessed reversed. And this card is very much about being appreciative and grateful for what you have in the moment. And so I think the bad thing about being in the relationship with Vivian is she's not going to appreciate what's there. And I think, last reading reiterates that. For Stephanie, the great thing about her is she's very much like go with the flow. And so I pulled like the To the Sea card, but I almost feel like that could become a negative because you're going to have to go the distance a little bit more. You're going to have to put in more of the effort of pursuing, which I don't think is a bad thing for you. I think the challenge that I'm picking up on for you in relationships is to not let other people step on you and to be able to shape the relationship to how you want. I think that a lot of men, well, and I don't want to be sexist, but I feel like a lot of people when they get into a relationship, they want to please the other person so much that they lose themselves. And I always talk with my husband about how, you know, we've shaped our relationship. We talk about it like a statue that, you know, he says what he needs, I say what I need. And when we start a relationship, it doesn't look anything like what it will a few years down the line. And I feel like the challenge for you, Marco, is just being with, you're going to the opposite. You're going from a person who's going to walk all over you and not let you have any freedom or anything that you want. And then you're going over here to Stephanie, who's very much like, oh, I'll do anything you want. And then you guys both won't really have what you need. There'll be too much sacrifices on both of your ends. And so I think that your guides, I always like to say our guides will support us in any direction you want to go. Like they'll give you the advice and be like, you probably shouldn't go that way, but they'll support you. They'll give you the best advice for where you're at right now. And what was my point? But I think my point is that with the relationships for you specifically, it's just the main challenge for you is being able to shape that and ask for what you want and find that happy medium between a person that's too pushy or not pushy enough. And I asked what's the main obstacle here, and it's with Stephanie, it would be not being the rescuer, not coming in and trying to please her, or the opposite, her trying to please you too much that ultimately at the end of the day you guys are both sitting there and you're like, this isn't what I want. Like I've never spoke up, I've never communicated how I felt, and therefore we're both sort of like in this just complacent like friend zone relationship. So I think that Stephanie obviously is a better choice. I think it's just knowing that either way you go, this is still the same issue. This still comes down to the core of you having to understand to step up and ask for what you want in the relationship. And you're just dealing with two different people of, you know, somebody who's going to step on you and not let you have that, and somebody who's going to be a pushover and almost let you have it too much to the detriment of them. Mm-hmm. But to ultimately answer your question, your guides are saying like go for yourself first, but then go for Stephanie.
I feel like you and Stephanie will have a good time together. There is a lot of sexual attraction between you both. But there's going to be some type of a disappointment because somebody either from her past or yours is going to return and kind of upset that balance. I feel there is going to be a resurrection of somebody coming in and throwing a wrench in it. Okay. So with that being said, it's going to cause dissatisfaction between either you or her, whoever side this person comes in on. It's going to cause an energy of dissatisfaction. And what's going to happen is then you're going to kind of feel like, you know, this isn't for me. Okay. So then that defensive, self-protective armor comes up. It's an automatic thing. Okay. And so you're going to kind of start to drift apart. However, I do feel that after that, you're going to start to drift back towards each other again with more of a serious energy, a serious vibe. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. Like more of the realism of what you do want. You know, and Lauryn, it's funny that you were talking about that, the wants of people. They need to be on the same page. And I feel like once you guys separate and come back, you'll both have that, okay, this is what I want. What do you want? So I think it'll work out better the second time around, if that makes any sense. You know, like you're coming together now, slowly but surely drawn to that physical chemistry, that ooh la la. But somebody's is whoever side the wrench is going to get thrown. It's going to cause that that insecurity, that dissatisfaction, that competition, that whatever, and y'all going to drift apart. But when y'all come back together, it'll be more you and her. This is what I want, more of a grounded feeling, more of something you can actually, more of something with substance to it that you can do something with. So that's what I got. Hey, Clara Jane. Greetings and salutations. You stole that line from me, girl. Lauryn, this is my BFF of the F, Clara from Clear Path Guidance and Tarot.
Hi, Clara.
And I hope that you visit her channel one day and check her out. She is a very strong intuitive empath. And I make her crazy and I owe her a gold medal.
Hi, Clara. I saw one of your guys' readings together, so
good.
Very cool.
Hey, Nadia, thank you. Does Murphy still have feelings for me? Yes. Since I don't hear from him for 2+ months. I'm telling you. Oh, you subscribe to Lauryn, Clara? Cool. All right, Nadia. Nadia, what's your middle name so I could start calling you right? Come on now. Nadia, I'm going to name you like I did Clara. I did Clara Jane. I gave Clara a middle name. All right, Lauryn, just let me know whenever you're ready.
Yes. Does he still have feelings for me? Okay. So I asked first, Nadia, how is it Murphy feels about you kind of in the past sense. And I'm getting the happy card again, which I pulled earlier. And I'd like to think of this card as like the pinnacle of the deck, of like the optimal place you want to be. So I think he really was happy with you. And I'm getting that maybe he wasn't the best at, this is the observer card, and I pulled it in reverse. And I'm getting that maybe he wasn't the best at, I don't know, seeing problems, understanding your emotions. He just wasn't very good at showing up for the relationship. But I want to ask where he's at now, because that's kind of the past. I like to get a lay of the land. I know Joyce knows a little bit more about this. So right now, he's sort of living here and now. And so this card is like neither past nor present. Neither past nor future. And he's very focused on like where he's at now. And this card, I also pulled a leg up. I'm pulling the same cards tonight. And I always say there's like a theme to the night, because out of all the cards I have here, we've got a lot of the same messages. And I think Spirit likes to work that way. They like to deliver multiple messages to the same people, because it's just getting those messages across is really important. But Murphy, I think you just haven't heard from him because he's looking for other people to help. Maybe he's looking for you. Yeah, I want to pull another card. He's waiting on something. He's waiting. He's not moving forward or backwards. I'm also getting that it's very fear related. Interesting. Okay, so I pulled the shapeshifter card, and I like to see this as somebody with multiple personalities, not like in the literal sense, but maybe he's in this mode of like, one day he wants to be there, the next day he's like, no, never mind. And so he's like constantly teetering on this place of like, he never knows where he's at, and he's never sure of himself. And so that's why he's like freezing himself now. He doesn't want to look at the past. He doesn't want to look at the future. He's just like, I get like conflict avoidant. And the leg up card, I just feel like he's looking for somebody else to help him out. He's a lot harder for me to read. And I think that makes sense with the shapeshifter card, because he's he's blocking you out on purpose. And when people kind of put up a wall and they want to kind of keep you out, I think that it's a lot harder for me to sort of penetrate that. So let me see. Sorry, I'm going to wrap this up. He's just in this weird spot right now of like, he's just not moving forward. And for whatever reason, he's like conflict avoidant. It's not that he doesn't want to be with you. It's not that he doesn't want to move forward, but he's just, you know, we all get into these modes of just like, we don't want to deal with our problems. We want to come home. We want to drink a beer. We want to ignore everything and watch Netflix and just get to the next day. Like, that's where I feel like he's at. So I don't think that it's like he won't come or he will. He's just in this like halfway point, and he can make the decision to go either way. Right now, my guides are saying he just needs to work a lot on his own personal fears around relationships. And right now, I feel like he's so stuck in his fears that he's not going to move forward into communicating with you. But if something happens, I'm going to ask what he needs. If something happens to where he could get himself out of that, and I pulled the falling in love card. He needs to fall in love. I think he's had so many bad experiences. And so it's kind of like your guide saying, don't take it personally. This is a lot on him. And in little print, it says, finding the divine in yourself to find another. And so I think he's so disconnected from himself and what he wants that it's really hard for him to even think about other people. And so I think overall, know that this is kind of where he's at now. And so he might move out of this in a month. He might move out of it never. But I think those are kind of his ongoing problems that he has with relationships. And you just kind of have to understand that. Maybe you can come in and help and, offer support. Or maybe it's more of a message of, hey, this is what you'd have to deal with. So you have to decide, do you want this or do you not want this? So I hope that helps, Nadia.
He's in limbo, basically, and he's in limbo in his mind. So I do feel he wants this to happen. The Three of Wands is the first card, actually, and the Seven of Pentacles. And he takes assessments mentally of where he's at and where he wants to be. So he mixes himself up in his mind, okay? It causes him to be in limbo. He's in limbo. He's in limbo. Limbo. And the thing is, he's not truly trapped. He does, like most of us do, creates the mountain out of the molehill. He creates the monster in the mind. But there's nothing really happening physically. It's all mentally. He can get away from the situation he's in if he puts the effort into getting away from the situation he's in, because that's not where he wants to be. He wants to move forward, but he's afraid. So he messes himself up, okay? Is he going to come forward to you? I feel he is going to come forward. He doesn't want to let you go. He's sitting on it because he's in limbo, okay? But does he want to move forward with you? Yes, he wants to come toward you, and I feel like he will. He truly, in his heart, wants to build something solid, but he can't figure it out yet. He can't figure it out because he's got all this other stuff that he's dwelling on. And this is like in his head, and this is what he's physically doing. Okay? If you look close, the key to that lock is in his hand. He is not truly stuck. If you look close, these binds are loose. They're not even tied right. You can just whoop. So he's not trapped like he thinks he is. He's not stuck like he thinks he is. His imaginings, his mind traps him. His desire is to go with you, move forward, and start something sweet and long lasting. And he will talk to you. He will. He sees you as that person he can grow with. That's why he's not letting you go. but he's in that Two of Swords. He's got a lot of mental blockages, but I do see him coming forward. But the more time that passes, the more these swords of the mind grow and the longer he hangs there. He's got to get out of this, and I feel like he will come out of it. And once he realizes he's not stuck, he's going to push forward. That's what I feel. He's going to realize it's all in his head. Something's going to click and he's going to move forward. That's what I get. Thank you, Clara Jane. Oh, okay.
Yes. And somebody asked up above, what abilities do I have, Lauren?
Yeah, that's Clara.
That's Clara. Awesome. Sorry. Clear path is Clara. Gotta remember that. And I think that for me, I say I'm clairvoyant, I'm clairaudient. I use all my clairs, but basically I sort of taught myself how to be psychic, how to be intuitive. I wasn't born with it. And that's kind of like one of my main things that I love talking about is that anybody is intuitive. Anybody can be psychic. It's just like a muscle, and we strengthen it, and the stronger that it becomes, the more reliable it becomes. And so I just like to preface my abilities things with like they're what I choose them to be. But clairvoyant and clairaudient is kind of my big one. And I knew that someone was going to ask about a spirit tonight, and that's why I was seeing spirits in my home. So yeah, your sister Susan, I was sort of tuning into her. I feel like she has just like the sweetest, softest energy. She's so like light, both in her personality and her how I see her. She's very, very like light. And to me, that means like she's fully crossed over. There's no like there's no reason why she's sticking around. She's very happy with where she's at. And she's sort of hanging out here to my right. And she's like, she keeps playing with something in her hand. And I asked her what it was, and she showed me, and it was a little bird. And I'm not quite sure what it means. I tend not to use my cards as much for spirits, but I think her message for you, Clara, is that she really wants you to know like how abundant you are right now. I think that she wants you to really see everything that's in front of you and how awesome life is. Because sometimes we can get into modes of like, everything sucks. I have nothing. And I just feel like she keeps showing me like, I don't know why the bird represents this. I think maybe it's like a symbol that you can move forward. And if you ever see like a bird in the future, it could be like, oh yeah, my sister reminded me to be abundant. But she's very much like trying to shower you with like love and like support, but also be like, you got this, and you have this, you have that. Like, why aren't you seeing this? But like very softly and sweetly. That's the only way I can describe it. And what was your question? Any messages? I want to ask how she died. Because she's wanting to talk about that. I don't know, Clara, if there's like any sort of regret on your end of like how she passed, or maybe things that were said or unsaid. Okay. She's telling me though that whatever it is, she hears you. Like, I don't know if you're in bed at night and you're like saying, oh, I wish I would have said this, or I wish that we could have done this together. Like, she's there saying, I'm with you still. And I can hear those thoughts. Like, you've said them, you can communicate with me. And I think she just wants you to not doubt your intuitive abilities in that arena. And I think that's something all of us do as psychics, mediums, tarot readers, is we doubt even the information that's coming to us. But she's very much like, I hear you, everything that you're saying, I appreciate it, I love it. Like, for some reason, she's just with you a lot when you're out doing fun things. And she really just wants you to know that. So I'm getting an overall sense of she just wants you to know she's there, and she hopes that you trust your intuition and tune into her. And again, use that bird as like a symbol. She just keeps showing me this little bird and she just left. I don't, but she, I think that's like all she wants to communicate is to remember to appreciate what you have. You have so much and it's hard for you to see, but, yeah, she's gone. She's like, you got this. Like, that's kind of like the lasting message of like, almost like a you don't need me sort of thing, but not quite that. She's still here for support. I hope that makes sense. I think that's it though. That's it.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see this yet. She wrote, she had a stroke, a blood clot lodged in her brain stem.
Gotcha. Yeah, she was worried that she was going to die. Oh, okay. That's why she brought it up. She doesn't want you to worry about that anymore. Because, there's a part of you that probably regrets saying that. But I think it was done in good intentions. And that's what she said. She's like, I love that about you. And of course, yeah, you would feel bad for her passing away. And I think that she just wants you to let go of that image. And to let go of that because it's so not her anymore. I mean, I think that's why I'm seeing her visually so light. It's just, she's so crossed over. There's no bad burdens. I think that's funny that I talked about that first because I think you really needed to hear that. There's no regrets. She's completely free of that. And I think you need to free yourself of that too. And I think, this was her coming in and being like, don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, it sounds like she wants you to know that she's fine and happy and she's worried about you.
Yeah.
She's worried about you to release that guilt. But with you saying, Lauryn, that, her sister's saying, you have a great life. You have so much going on, to appreciate. She's trying to cheer up Clara too.
Yeah.
And motivate Clara and saying everything's going to be fine and to try to uplift her spirit, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But Clara, she loves you and she's worried about you. You worrying her nerves. Like she's worried about you. She's like, I'm fine. I'm good. Please. She's like, I watch you. I see what you're doing.
And I think that's why they come in and they bring that up. Like I was feeling like she's like, talk about how I died and tell her it doesn't matter. And I think that's a lot of spirits is yeah, as a person, something like that could have been traumatic. But as soon as we cross over, like I just really feel that stuff like that just doesn't matter anymore. You don't think about it. They don't care about it. All they think about is the love, the light, how to help you. And I don't think that whatever it was is so like minuscule in how she thinks about her whole life with you. And spirits really do think about our life with them in the future too. I mean, they're still here. They're still a part of our lives. It's just how much do we see and hear them and interact with them. Mm-hmm. And yes, I am an animal communicator. So I do pets that are alive and pets that have passed away. So yes.
So yeah.
She's the best place. Lauryn, do you do private readings? Yes, I do. I'm sure I'll link my channel somewhere around and you guys can contact me through my website. So
I did put the link to your channel, Lauryn, on my community page, on my community post, guys. So if you want to go real quick to my community post that I posted last night, if you hit read more, when I was posting the stream for tonight, if you hit read more, you'll see the link to her YouTube channel. Now I put your YouTube channel, not your website. So you might
that's
want to link the website. Yeah.
okay.
But it's Psychic Lauryn on YouTube. So you guys can go to Psychic Lauryn, and she will have her links and stuff that you guys, if that's easier for you to remember. Akshay will contact me soon. Oh, I feel like you're going to hear from Akshay. Not very, very soon, but you will. He's kind of him too, narcissistic. I feel, will Akshay contact Isha? Yes, but not very soon. He will, but not soon. What do you have, Lauryn?
Yeah, one of the fun ways that I ask yes or no questions is I see a flower in kind of my mind's eye, and I ask the flower the question, and then if it's a yes, I'll see it kind of bloom. If it's a no, I'll see it kind of wilt. So for your question, Isha, I sort of saw it wilt, but I don't feel like it completely like died. And so that to me is like, I also feel like it's a no. I just feel like it's a no because he doesn't think you're interested. So maybe that's something that you could step up and maybe acknowledge that that you are interested, and maybe that will help push it along further. But
maybe
yeah.
So. Okay, so can you talk to Chop Chop about peeing in the house?
Yes.
Marking his territory.
Can you let me know his name, Clara?
Chop Chop. His name's Chop Chop.
Oh, his name is Chop Chop. Sorry. Ugh. So yeah, I totally understand this. Bad habits can sometimes be a lot. So I'm just sort of connecting with him now and asking him what's going on. I feel like he's really stubborn. Am I right on that, Clara? Because he's being very sassy with me right now. He's like, I do what I want.
Clara spoiled Chop Chop. He's like, I'm going to mark everything, woman.
So I'm going to ask him why he's doing it. I'm curious what a belly band is, too. I'm not sure. I know, like, he's showing me that now why he's doing it is because of the smell. Like, I'm really picking up on his sense of smell. And the issue now is that it's like, okay, this is my bathroom. Like, I can smell it. I've established this. This is my bathroom. And so I think part of, you're going to have to deal with that issue of really like deep cleaning the house. Like, I literally had to do that with my dog too. He started peeing in this room actually because he was mad at the cats, and it took me a while. I had to go like rent like a deep like carpet cleaner to get it out, and then as soon as I got it out to where he couldn't smell it, and I would even maybe invest in like, there's like the anti-urine smell stuff, like really try to get it out of the floor as much as possible, because the smell is what's creating the habit right now. Before what created the habit, I just want to make sure I'm right on this.
And if you're using any kind of ammonia to clean with, don't.
I'm almost picking up that it started for just a multitude of reasons. I feel like he might be a little bit spoiled, and the fact that he's a little bit stubborn naturally, I feel like maybe that discipline wasn't there as much as it could have been. So really trying to be consistent with disciplining him when you catch him now, yelling or getting him in front of it and saying no, making it very clear what you are not okay with. He's just a fighter is what I'm getting. And so unfortunately with cases like this, it's not as easily solved in one reading is what I like to say. It's going to be a continued conversation that you have to have with your pet. You have to keep talking to him and saying, and even if you're not an animal communicator, if you've never even dealt with that, our animals listen to us. So you can talk to him in your head. You can talk to him out loud. He does understand. And so constantly communicating why it's not okay, why it's not cool, I think is going to be one of the steps that you can do. And I think unfortunately it's just going to have to be multiple conversations with him because he's so stubborn. I was wondering if it was like a fear thing, like a lot of times animals pee out of like anxiety, or maybe when they moved into the house it was scary and unknown, but I feel like it's now whatever was caused by it, my guides are like, it's not important. It's more that he's stubborn and it's the smell that's the problem. So getting the smell out and then constantly talking to him and not letting him get away with it, I think is important. He wasn't trained right. Oh, and I'm getting that the belly band doesn't help. I feel like that is degrading to him and he resents it.
Oh Lord.
And that's why I am getting that. So maybe try giving him the freedom, showing him that you trust him. Maybe it'll work. Maybe. I think that's it for me though. I don't know if you want to read into it.
No, girl, I don't talk to pets. I just no. No, I agree. I agree. And I wouldn't clean with anything that has ammonia in it because that just has that residue of, like, say, it reminds them of urine. Mm-hmm. So
you just got to step
whisperer. Isha is next. Thank you, Clara Jane. Worried about poor little Chop Chop is so cute. You're gonna have to show her, show Lauryn a picture of Chop Chop whenever you can, because I'm telling you, Chop Chop is so cute. I'd probably let him go everywhere. Dang it. Okay, so Isha. I feel like Isha, I think you need to either approach Akshay or let him go. But I'm going to pull cards. But I'm going to wait for you, Lauryn.
Yeah. I'm immediately getting that the whole writing poems about you on Instagram might not be what you think it is. I don't necessarily think that it's about somebody else, but I feel like I'm just getting teasing energy. Like I feel like he's doing it to create the illusion that he's with somebody, but he's probably not. And so it's sort of like a tease he thinks that this is a way to attract girls. I don't know why. That doesn't make sense to me. But like him putting out those poems on Instagram, I just feel like it's not about anybody else. So don't get caught up on that. But it's not about you either. It's just like this weird energy that he's putting out because he's wanting a relationship. He's wanting to attract it. But he's it's sort of like throwing food out into the open and seeing who's going to come get it. He's very like, I don't care, like anybody, any takers. And right. So because of that, it's not necessarily for you, and it's not a healthy way for him to be doing this. So I don't think it's a healthy relationship for you. As far as reaching out, not messaging me directly. I think if it's really bothering you, you can say something, but I think it would cause more trouble is what your guides are saying. Like it's going to cause more problems because that's exactly what he wants is he wants somebody to respond and you're engaging in this. And so I feel like blocking him would be better or just focusing on different ways that you can let it go. And I want to ask why it's bothering you so much because I think that sometimes that's a better indication of what's going on. Because Mm. And I think for you, it's a struggle of, you want to be right and you want to have that justice and you want him to know that what he did wasn't okay. And so that's why it's really hard for you to not let go of it and not want to speak up and be like, stop doing this. And so I think that's your guide sort of saying, hey, this is the part of your personality that wants to engage and wants to fight this, but it's not necessarily the healthy thing to do, and think about kind of the end outcome of, if you were to engage in this, that's exactly what he wants. And he's not healthy. He's not in a healthy spot for doing these things anyway. So what's your overall goal? Is it that you really just want him to respond to have that relationship that is not good for you? Or if it really is coming from a place of, I want him to know that he's wrong and that wasn't cool, you can still achieve that by not interacting with him. You can write him a letter. I'm going to ask just one more thing of what you can do to kind of help let it go a little easier. I know I'm sort of pushing you in one direction, but I really feel like it's just, I'm getting pretty strong, not good vibes from it. And it's just knowing, I pulled the experiment card, and this card is like about him. This is like him and this is you. And it's manipulation, forcing, cruelty, arrogance. Like, just know that if you're giving into that, you're giving into this. And so it's about saying no to this. And I think as soon as you can move past that and say no to it, you're really telling the universe, no, I don't accept this kind of treatment anymore. And then I feel like it's almost like you're going to feel like you leveled up. You leveled up in terms of relationship and what you want and what you're okay with. And I think that's why this is happening right now, is the universe is trying to test you and say, hey, don't you want this trashy thing over here? Or do you want to level up? Do you want to say no to this and get to that next level of being in a relationship with somebody that's better for you? So,
well, I feel that yes and no. Yes. Well, we'll see what y'all think. So basically, I feel, Isha, that you do like it. All right. You don't like the way he's doing things because you want him to approach you. You want him to level up, like, using the terms you use, Lauryn. That I feel that you really want the attention from Akshay. That you do, that if he said to you right now, Isha, I want you to be in my life, I want you as my partner, I want you with me, that you would say, okay. I honestly feel that that's what you're waiting for him to just spill his guts and say, this is how I feel about you. Be with me. Let's do it. And you'll be like, yes, I've been waiting for this. And I got, and I hate all this beating around the bush crap. I was just impatiently waiting for you to get to the point. And that's kind of like the feeling I have. So he's immature. He has a mental immaturity. He's trying to express himself. Like Lauryn said, he's hoping to get a good bite, a good catch. If he knows you're watching and you feel it's directed to you, whatever it is he's saying, then if you want him, you will have to make the moves towards him and see what he does. But he does have a certain level of mental immaturity, emotional immaturity. So I don't feel he's just going to come up and say, Isha, I'm an ass, or I'm this, I'm that, and I want you, because he would embarrass him. He would be embarrassed. That's why he does this. Okay, right or wrong. Right or wrong. I'm telling you what I'm picking up, for right or for wrong. And I feel if he would just say, Isha, here I am. I'm all yours, girl. You'd be like, come on. Let me take you home, clean you up. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel that you're just holding on. You're holding on, waiting for something to change, expecting it to change. If you want it to change, the only way there is a possibility in my feeling of it is if you change it. You have to be the one to take control and go to him and say, listen here, Akshay, look at this here. You know, this is what I want. You going to do this or what? What we're doing, you know, and see what he does. That to me is the only, I do not see him. I feel like he would call you later on. Oh, hey, how you doing? But right now, I don't see him reaching out to you directly. He may be doing this indirectness with this Instagram or whatever, posting poems and this and that, and you feel those are directed to you. Then you should take action and ask him, is this for me? You know, blah, 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 or tell him how you feel. And let's do this if we're going to do it. All right. But he's not going to take that strong of an initiative. And if you let it go, so will he eventually. That's what I have. It's up to you. But I feel like you want it. You're waiting on it. That's why you watch him. You sitting there watching him and stalking him on his Instagram, Isha. So you do want it. Don't tell me you don't. I know you do. So, girl, if you want it, go for it. You know, whether it's healthy or not, you want it. All right. So I'm just letting you know what I'm picking up. Your choice is yours. You have free will, just like he does. What happens today could change tomorrow. Why? Because you have free will. All right. So there you go, girl. I know you're laughing because you know mine. Hey, Linda. Incoming love. So yeah, you guys, y'all know I tell it like it is over here, and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just letting you know, girl. Manuela, you something else, yeah.
You're welcome.
She is super sweet. All right. Linda, where you have been, girl? MIA. Linda's been MIA. You know, Linda is also in our Bayou tribe family, been MIA. I made you sweat, Isha. Girl, don't sweat. I'm not here to see you sweat. I'm here to help you. Just like, you know, Lauryn is, and just like Clara does, you know, we're here to help. That's all. You were busy. Linda was busy. We missed you, Linda.
Okay, so Linda. All right, so Linda, I just sort of did like a past, present, future poll to sort of see kind of like what's the overall story with love, and then I'll sort of get into like what can we do now to get to that spot of wanting that. And as far as the past, I think this is a pretty important card. It's message in a bottle. And I pulled it in reverse, which to me says communication that's not working. And so I think in relationships, maybe you don't speak up, maybe you don't communicate exactly what you need or you want, which seems to be like a pretty big theme for tonight. And so I think it's about speaking your truth. And maybe you haven't been in the best spot in the past to do that. And so now in the present, your guides are saying you're breathing, you're taking a breath, you're taking a break, which I think is a good spot to be in. And then the future, I pulled this card so many times tonight, is a leg up. And so I think it's about, my guides are saying it's about helping yourself get to a spot of, okay, I'm ready to be in a relationship. And I think right now it's sort of about, okay, what intentions do I want to set? What do I want to attract? I maybe didn't communicate the best and have the best relationships in that regard. And so now I'm taking a break, and I need to focus on things to fix right now. And so I'm going to ask kind of what those obstacles are for you. I like to focus on what we can do now to attract that. And I'm just getting this overall sense of like putting you first. I think that I'm getting both the warrior card and the liberator card, and it's about putting yourself in a position of being important, freeing yourself from others and outdated beliefs, releasing negative thoughts, strength, skill, discipline, toughness of will. And I think the negative side of these, maybe where you sacrificed yourself in the past, was maybe you let your values go out the window. It's talking about trading your ethical principles for victory at any cost. And I think maybe you're in a mode of, just wanting a relationship to have a relationship. And so that's not a good place to get into a relationship, because you're focusing on just getting something versus getting something that's good. And I don't know if you just let other people step on you too much, but I think the overall thing that I'm trying to get at is your guys want you to focus on what didn't work in the past. Like I'm very concentrated on the past right now with them. They want you to think about what went wrong, what didn't work. And even if you need to like make it into like a list of like, this is what I'm not okay with anymore, I think that that's sometimes super helpful, because until we actually write it down, we don't realize how many things we're not okay with. And then you sort of take it into the present and you're like, holy cow, I'm still sacrificing all of these things and I'm not giving myself what I need. And so kind of the opposite of that list, write out what you do want. What do you need out of a relationship? And if you have your own tarot cards, you can pull that if you're not even sure. Like, what should I be focused on? What should I be asking the universe for? And I think right now you're just in a spot of like building this idea of what a relationship should be. And I'm getting that this is all very mental. Focus very firstly on the image of what your relationships should look like, because that's where you're getting stuck. That's where you're attracting the wrong types of things. And it's okay to be in the spot of building up these building blocks of what you're okay with, what you want, and what you expect. And again, I always get into law of attraction of, as soon as you think about what you want, and as soon as you put it out there, put it on paper, say it to your guides, they're like, oh, okay, her intention is way clear. I get what she needs now. And it's a lot easier for them to deliver those opportunities to you when you're a lot clearer on those intentions.
Okay. So what I have is basically you're in a state of a little bit of limbo. You want to move forward, but no matter what's going to happen, Linda, you're going to be cautious. You are going to have communication from someone who does want to start a relationship with you. Like I've said, you got two people interested in you, one who is in a third party situation and one who is not. Okay. But you're cutting off that person that just, and you know who I'm talking about. You're cutting off that person that ex from the past, you're cutting that off. So you do think about starting a new love relationship. You're thinking about someone in particular. You and him are going to talk. You and R are going to talk. All right, that's coming in. And he does want to speak his truth. And that's going to be about being patient. And you're going to feel like, I just need to let this go. He is coming towards you. But to have that commitment seems to be a slow moving energy. This guy wants to have a commitment with you. And he is going to eventually tell you everything. But right now, you're kind of like, I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of waiting for what I want. You're getting tired of waiting, and you're getting into the blues of, I don't even care. But then you do care. You know, you do care. And in your love life, yeah, you do have everything changing for the better. You know, you will get your wish fulfillment. You will have financial security first and foremost. But like I've always told you, and I still get it, it's all going to be consecutive. It's all going to fall into place at like bam, ba, bam, ba, bam. Your finances and your love life are going to be like dominoes, following one after the other. So you do have the Wheel of Fortune changing everything in your favor. Your money's going to be in first, flowing in your court cases. All that success is going to be starting. And then as soon as you like in the middle of that celebration, in the middle of that high of, yeah, it's happening finally, in your money, you know, in your finances, in your courtroom stuff, the love is going to be like, bam, bam, bam. And you're going to be like, oh, I have this, I have that. So everything is going to play out consecutively, one bit, you know, back to back to back to back. I still get that. But it's that being patient, that loneliness, that feeling left out, that not wanting to accept second best that's being offered to you by the other person. And knowing that, you know, even though you're impatiently patient and it's making you cray cray, I feel instinctively, you know that it's going to come. It's just hard waiting. And trust me, if anybody knows about being patient and waiting and not liking it, it's me. So, you know, I do feel like it'll come. But right now, you got the moody blues. You got the moody blues because what you're being offered is not what you want right now, but it will come. That's what I got. You got in the blues too, Nadia. We all up in the blue. It's time to change it to yellow. We need to be golden again. And we are. You know, that Mercury retrograde kicked us all in the butt. It really did. It messed us all up. This was a very intense, powerful retrograde that really tore up some people. And I'm one of them. And I knew better. But you know what? Me and Mercury, we're going to go head to head because it's true. But it is leaving us. And, you know, so, and we have that full moon energy, that plow moon, that, you know, that moon that says spring is here, new beginnings are coming. That worm moon, and the reason they call it that is because in different cultures it's different names, but it's because that's when the earthworms and the grubs, they can start seeing them coming up from the soil, from the frost and stuff, that, you know, all that's leaving the soil because winter's over, spring is starting, and, you know, you start seeing the life, you know, in the earth. So new beginnings are happening, and it's a very, very powerful shift in energy right now. It's almost like flipping the mattress. You know, you grab that mattress and you flip it to the other side. That's how the shift is going to be, a complete flip. And with Mercury leaving and going direct, I say leaving, I mean getting out of retrograde and going direct, we're going to have some residual of that, but that's all fading to nothing, where it's just fading to nothing to where you won't even see that, because our focus now is on the beginning. And that's what we're all going through, that major shift. So, you know, that's where we're leaving the blues, and we are going to be sitting here golden again, just like your Ace of Pentacles is looking at me, Linda. So love life, anyone special coming in this year apart from Akshay?
I love that.
Well, Lauren, you go ahead, girl. Take the float.
Alrighty. So Isha, I like to say with a lot of my readings, if you want something, yes, your guides will support you. So if I did this reading assuming that someone is going to come into your life, because you're going to set the intention that somebody is going to come into your life. So know that with all of this, you do have to have that intention of, I'm ready, I want this, and here's what I want. And so I asked your guides, okay, who should she be looking for? Like, how does she know if she's on the right track? And they first gave you two things you should look, or you should avoid. And the first one I pulled was Artist in Reverse. And so these cards, I love these because they have both light and shadow attributes to them. So there's a good side to being an artist and a bad side. And so I'm not seeing like an artist, you know, maybe they are an artist, I don't know, but you know, the bad side of an artist is somebody who, let's see, you know, posing as the starving artist. That's like a very frequent thing of like, oh, I have to do all of this work and not get paid. And so I think anybody who's very self-sacrificing and won't give into their talents and won't demand that from the universe, I think is somebody that you should be avoiding. Find instead somebody who delights in what they like to do, and somebody who is okay expressing themselves as an artist, but also that they're not gonna be in a spot of, oh, pity me because of all of these things. And again, try not to think of it as like an actual artist. You can be in any sort of field, and there can be people who are very self-depreciating, like, oh, all these things are happening to me and I have no control over it. Though that should kind of be a person that's a red flag. That's somebody you might encounter that you're like, oh, maybe this is that person. I'm very attracted to them. But your guide's like, no, because for whatever reason, maybe that's not a good combination for you. Maybe you have that tendency as well, and your guides want you to avoid that. It's very important to have somebody who has a good mindset around that. And then the next thing they wanted you to avoid was, this is the Seeker, but it was in reverse. And so this is basically somebody who can't commit. They can't figure out what they're doing, why they're doing it. They can't find that end goal. And so anybody that can't commit also should be a red flag. And then this one I pulled Upright, and it's Fool. But I'm drawn to the good parts of being a fool, which I know is kind of hard to wrap your brain around, but it's about enjoying the things in your life that make you childlike, that make you a little bit fearless maybe, but not in a bad sense. Like it's more that you're not afraid of those things. You're not living life to avoid looking like a fool. You're okay being a little silly sometimes. So maybe that's somebody that you could look for. And then I sort of pulled cards of, okay, what can you do to get to this spot? What can you do to attract this person? And the cards are very like inward reflecting, focusing on your dreams. This could be literal or symbolic. Literal being maybe your guides are communicating with you in your dreams and trying to like help you understand some things, maybe understand some stresses or things that maybe you should be looking at more in yourself, which leads me to the Mirror card. This is this mermaid sort of looking into a mirror of water. And it's about looking at yourself authentically, honestly, which sort of makes sense with the last reading. It's accepting your flaws and your faults and saying, you know, yeah, maybe I'm not the best at this, but I'm going to get better. And anything that you can do in that sense, reflecting on what you should be thinking about, reflecting on what you do want versus what you don't want. I think all of those things are going to help you get to that relationship. And so those are sort of your, I need a better word for action items, but those are things you can do to help manifest that. And then I just asked if there was anything else. And your guides brought up this card, which is Peaks of Joy. And I think what they're trying to say with this card is just knowing that sometimes you're going to, in the next year, you're going to get into modes of really feeling connected to other people and really feeling like everything's working. And then you're going to get into modes where you're not meeting anybody and everything sucks. But that's okay. That's part of the process. You're not doing anything wrong. you're learning more about yourself. And so don't beat yourself up when things are up and down. That's life. You know, it's not going to be a perfect 100% of the time. Even if you're in a relationship, you have those moments. So blah. There you go.
Real quick, the Mercury retrograde ends officially tomorrow. And then we'll have about 2-3 days, probably 3 days of residual. And then we're not going to feel that. Everything is shifting straight. Okay. So communications are going to be different. They're going to be better. Clarity of mind, truth revealed, truth coming out. The fog is lifted. And it's just all about new beginnings, new beginnings, new beginnings. People are going to want to reach out more, fix what was messed up, during that retrograde period. I feel that very strongly. So that's basically what's happening. I always want to say new moon. The full moon is at its peak tonight. So, and we'll be basking in those beautiful energies for about 3 days. I always say 3 days prior and 3 days before and after, that we have that new moon, full moon energy. So, but tonight it's at its peak. So bye-bye funky, in with hope and abundance and all this other good mess that we need to accept and receive. So Isha, this is what I got. You need to calm yourself down spiritually. Like emotionally and mentally, I feel like you just thinking. You're not stopping to feel or to pay attention to your intuition. I don't feel that. I feel like you're very distant from that. You need to focus and not just see with this and not with this a little bit. Okay. Turn these off, close those eyes and feel where you need to be led, because you're not paying attention to that at all. That's what I get. There is someone from the past coming back. They're at a distance from you. They do think of you, and every now and then you think of them because it's a sadness that happened in your life. Okay. And they think of you and they want to reach out to you. Maybe you've known them from childhood. I remember you mentioning children, Lauryn, and the third card that came out was here, the 6 of Cups. The 7 of Pentacles and the 2 of Wands came out first. So, and then I have the Ace of Swords after the 6 of Cups. So somebody from your childhood or someone you've known for a long time that you were involved with that brought you happiness at one time in your life is going to be contacting you. And there is a longing energy here. All right. In this 8 of Cups. And we also have karma. So I feel like it's meant for this person to return. Now, this is someone who basically you guys need to do some healing about what happened. Y'all need to learn how to forgive one another. There might have been a third party situation. I don't know, but it's a 5 of Cups here with the regret, and somebody owes an apology. And this is something neither one of you have ever forgotten. You don't dwell in that energy, but you always go back to it when it comes to matters of the heart. Eventually, as you're thinking and overthinking, it goes back to that. This person is feeling the same and they're going to come back. They will come back as the Knight of Pentacles, but they're going to race in as the Knight of Wands. That physical, ooh, let's throw it down kind of that attraction is still there. And I feel y'all will hook up intimately. The commitment is a want. It's in your thought process and in his. And I feel like that will come if you allow it to. But it's going to be a slow moving commitment. It'll be long lasting, but it'll be slow to get to that. It'll take a while to get to that. But It can happen. You can change the dynamic of this person in your relationship, but it's going to take time. And I feel like that's the message you need to know. Somebody is coming, but it's somebody you've dealt with before. And yes, the dynamic can change, but it's going to take time. So that's what I have. Could be an earth sign. It could be any sign, but I have Capricorn and Taurus sticking out. Those are the strongest. It could be any sign, though. Water is in Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but that's not the strongest element here. Capricorn and Taurus are the stronger. Now, that could be because of their earth qualities, and this is going to happen in the physical. This is a physical manifestation that you're going to be able to touch and see and smell and taste, when you kiss and blah, blah, blah. And that's why I feel another pull to that earth. All right. So where are we?
I think we're at Craig.
Where's my Craig?
Asking about Lisbeth.
Oh, okay. Craig, does Lisbeth want me to come towards her? Still wondering if she wants me. She seems so nonchalant, like she's not interested. Women do that. Should I approach her? You've been asking about Lisbeth is a snob. Huh, Lauryn?
Yeah, I'm immediately getting she's not interested. It's not that she's like she won't talk to you. I'm just getting like a no. She's preoccupied with so many other things. Like I see her like turning away from you, just like walking away from you. But I don't. Is in regards to should I approach her? I feel like it's not a bad thing to establish a friendship. If you're wanting to go that route, I think friendship has to be first. But I wouldn't expect anything right now from it.
I don't think he's looking for a relationship with Lisbeth. He's more looking like, let's have some beneficial time together.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Does Lisbeth want you to come towards her? Yes, she does. Lisbeth likes the attention you give her, Craig, but Lisbeth is a snob. Haughty, like a real haughty attitude kind of a girl. She wants to see what you're going to bring to the table, Craig. And even though it's not like you're asking her for a relationship, but she wants to see what you got. Pendulum never stops swinging, yes. She wants to see what you got. She seems nonchalant. That's all an act. Okay, this girl is an actress. She can win an Academy Award today. Okay. She could be the next Oscar nomination because she could put on that poker face and be like, pooh. But in reality, in truth, she's thinking, he better come back. That bastard better come back. That's what she's really thinking. So does she want you to approach her? Of course she does. She likes the attention. Just like Belsie likes the attention. You give these women little crumbs of something that make them feel sexy, that make them feel good, that make them feel it's exciting. And they look forward to that. They're not going to always show you that. They want to maintain this mature composure, thinking that's what's going to, they want to bring you to your knees. What kind of women you're attracted to, Craig? My God. Like they just want to drag your ass through the mud, dude. Like, God. It's true. But should you approach her? It's up to you. It depends on what kind of women you like and want in your life. But I'm going to tell you something. Somebody like Lisbeth, if you get your claws into her, that queen is not going to let you go easy. You get Lisbeth to bed, Craig, I'm telling you right now, you better be careful because that little girl is not going to want to share. Ever. Like, we're talking Lisbeth, I'm seeing Fatal Attraction Lisbeth, okay? Like, you better want Lisbeth for a whole while, boo. Just letting you know. Because once she lets that little bit of her down, that's it, Craig. That's dancing with the devil with that lispit. That's what I think. But that's up to you. You like all that. Hey, Chantel.
I liked his comment. So basically, no one here is getting laid.
Basically, a toy cannot replace the real thing, Mama Odie. Oh, crap. I just saw that. At least, wait, let me go up. What's with the full moon? You read what Linda wrote, Craig? I want more than just a wet tail. Ah! Lauryn, I told you we get crazy up in here. Craig not just want to get laid. Oh, Craig just wants to get laid. Yeah. Yeah, he's looking for that special touch. Any messages from ancestors? Oh.
Yeah. And somebody asked like forever ago, and I totally forgot to respond, if I do spirit messages on my channel, and that's a yes. So I just wanted to, I don't know if they're still in here, but I do medium stuff on my channel.
All right. So Linda wants to know, Lauryn, any messages from her ancestors? Are they near?
Yes. And I'm sort of jumping ahead while Joyce is doing like the second half, but Linda, I was getting I was worried it was my bias at first because I'm into a lot of like shamanic practices. I took a lot of classes around that. So I was picking up very like Native American, and it doesn't even have to be American, but very like old tribal, one with the earth kind of people. And I was also getting a lot of animals. And I've honestly never seen this before, but your guides, your ancestors have become animals. And I'm super interested about that. And I'm going to have to like look into that more. But I'm
animal spirit guides.
Yeah. And I've always picked up on animal spirit guides, but I've never seen ancestors kind of take the form of animals. That's how they're like presenting themselves. Like I'm specifically talking to like a raccoon. So maybe look up what that spirit animal guide means. And when I say that, normally I just say kind of look it up, and whatever sticks out to you might be the message there. I don't feel like, there's one animal or one message for one animal all the time. I feel like it's kind of like, I've read like a lizard for 3 different people that meant 3 different things. But the message that they're coming in and giving you is about your love life. Mm-hmm. And I pulled some cards, but they wanted to say, they're near that to answer your question. And they want to talk to you about your love life and give you advice on that, which I think makes sense because that was kind of your previous reading. And I think the 3 things that they want you to know are that you know what to do, and it's okay to be sad sometimes. It's okay for it not to be working. It's okay to take a break and embrace failure. And then they want you to also know that moving into the unknown with relationships is something that needs to be embraced right now. So kind of going back into, I'll start with the sad embrace card. I think that sometimes when we fail or when we're going at relationships and things just aren't working, we forget to embrace the emotion of sadness. I like to think of this card as very literal. So if you're feeling like you just didn't, you're sad that, things aren't going well for you right now, that's okay. It's okay to embrace those emotions, because embracing them and feeling them are going to help you move past them. And I'm just sort of getting that. It was like another message I gave earlier of like, it's okay for there to be ups and downs. It's okay for you to take a break and know that you're going to find growth out of those moments, and it's not something to beat yourself up for. And then they also want you to know that moving forward with relationships, you probably tell yourself too much that you don't know what you're doing or you're bad at this. And that's not the case. Like this card is like this old man sitting on I don't know what he's sitting on, but he's very wise and he knows everything. And the circles behind him, I think, represent just this all-knowingness. And I think this is you, basically. And your guides are trying to say, you know what to do. You can connect with your intuition. Don't look outwards for help. You have the answers at the end of the day. You know that maybe you're not seeing, or you're not stepping out enough and being confident enough, or maybe you know that you do this or that's bad in a relationship. And so they're saying to trust yourself more. And I think that's, I'm curious why, I'm going to ask why they want to talk about your love life, because usually ancestors, I feel like, tend to give different messages, but I don't like to categorize them all as like the same thing. They don't always do the same thing. But into the unknown, this woman is sort of like blindfolded. And I think that this is saying that it's okay to not know what's going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
And they're showing me like, we're here to help you with this path that you're going on. I think, okay, they're saying they're invested in keeping your line going. That's why they're your ancestors, and they're talking to you about love. And they're saying that even if you have the intention of, I want to get to X, but I'm at A, and I don't know the steps in between, it's okay to not know those steps. They're going to help put bumpers in your way to kind of guide you in that direction. And it's okay to not know all the steps, but that shouldn't keep you from moving forward, if that makes sense. But yeah, they're just saying like, get out of your head too much. Know that your ancestors are here to help you with your love life. I would look up what raccoon means. I don't, I'm not sure, but I would look into your animal guide.
I am not a medium, but I pulled cards while you were talking.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, your ancestors are here and they love you. Okay. They are communicating with you. Just listen to your intuition. They love you. They're going to guide you. Those wands are from the divine. Okay. They will protect you from the devil. Okay. This is home protection. All right. You are home. You are family. You are bone of their bone, blood of their blood. Okay. They're going to help protect you. The love you want is coming in, and they have love for you. Look, your ancestors love you very much. And they're saying you will be victorious. You will have blessings. They're slow coming. It's okay. I also have them looking at you saying, be strong. You're not alone. Look, this is how these cards came out, the Hierophant and the Strength card. You have the strength to face all challenges because you're not facing them alone. And they're looking at you directly saying, I'm right here. Come on. You're not alone. And you will get the messages. You will get the clarity and the truth. And you will know what choices to make. Okay. They're going to help you in making choices in your life. And they're all around you. And I feel like they're revealing themselves to you more and more. Sometimes you feel it more than others because you've told me you've had experiences that are new. It's almost like Linda's going through her awakening. And it's been going on for a little while now. So I know you're down. And I think that when we get down in blue, it kind of dampens that power, that strength of that communication with our people, you know, with our spirit guides, our ancestors, our angels. I feel like it diminishes, or because it puts us in a lower vibrational frequency, that it hinders us being able to hear them or feel them or see them. And so with you being down, I think it's hard for you to connect. And they're saying, hello, hey, hello, we here. Well, come on, girl. And I really think that they're there. It's just when we get down and we lower our vibration, it's harder to connect. But that's what I think. But yeah, they're here for you always. Start a practice of Joyce petitions. What is that, Chantel? What kind of voodoo you trying to do on me? Lauryn, you're a witness. Writing manifesto.
I know, I'm catching up on all the comments. I'm so behind.
What in the world? Practice of, the way I do petitions? Is that what you mean, Chantel? I know we have a little bit of a language barrier. So yeah, I mean, watch my videos on how to write petitions. And petitions, Marco even asked me, when do you write petitions? You can write petitions every day, all day long. There's no set time. A petition is basically asking for assistance from God or whoever it is you worship, your angels, and is basically writing it down on paper. Writing down your prayer, your request, your affirmation, whatever it is that you're seeking, that you want, you're writing it down. Okay. And, so that's what a petition is. It's asking for a favor, asking for assistance, asking for a blessing, asking for this prayer, this petition to be answered. And that's what it is.
It's crazy because sometimes just writing it down helps manifest it so much more.
Right. All right. I feel if you could do it good enough, they will fall in love. Craig, you want people to fall in love with you for you, not just how good you are in bed. I mean, that's an added bonus. That's not what you want people to love you for. Because you got to love each other when you're not in bed too. You know what I mean? I hope Lauryn doesn't read my messages. Too bad, Craig. He is. That's why you being nice. Let me tell you something. Craig is usually asking his questions in a different way. And I noticed that he's not asking them in the same way. And it's because he's trying to, he doesn't want you to think he's crazy.
That is okay. It happens. That's funny.
Okay, let's see. You're welcome, Isha. Akshay was the only person you ever dated. That's the problem. Nope, there's somebody in your past that's coming. I don't know what kind of connection you have with this person. It might have been just a friend that you were close to, Isha. But it's somebody who has feelings for you and you them. There's a love there, and they want to pursue this with you in some form of fashion. Like y'all think of each other. Doesn't mean you had to have a full out romance with them. You're not that old. I mean, but there's a connection there. So ponder your mind on it. Joyce knows I do my juju. Juju. Okay. Raccoon, very generous protector. Very good.
I think Isha was asking about, she's debating on doing medicine in the US or the Caribbean.
Oh, definitely the US. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think I'm getting that you should stay for that question. I don't know even if medicine is where you're going to go, but I feel like for whatever reason you need to stay put, and there's more opportunities here and more things that are going to fall into place is kind of what I'm getting.
Yeah, that Caribbean thing, I feel an isolation of that. There's an isolation with that. Never had any guy friends. Well, maybe it's a woman, Isha. I don't know, but there is somebody, la girl. You know who this is. Uh-oh, here we go.
Mama Odie says, Lauryn, do you ever get messages for people that haven't asked? That's a yes. And I think that's when my psychic ability is sort of like turned on. And that's one of the things I teach in my courses is how to turn that off so that you're not constantly getting messages for people that don't want it. So I think that's super important, is not just blurting out messages to people at random. I think it can be a bad habit for sure.
Okay, Shantaria, it's $20 to pull cards and do the card and energy read. Okay, so you're going to have to add another $10, please, Shantara. Linda, we can go to Linda. Will me and Rodney eventually be together or possibly married? Do you want me to get, or you want to go first?
Am I crazy or do I still have something from Talia? I'm not sure how to read.
I didn't see Talia. Where's Talia?
854. She says, may I have a message from Spirit, please?
Oh, okay. I see you. I see you.
It's not like up top, so I wasn't sure, but
wait, it says I missed Linda. Yo, I'm missing everybody. Well, I'm not seeing it.
That's okay. I got you.
Well, hold on. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, Isha. We already told her that. Okay. Joyce, you missed Linda. Did I miss a Linda question? No. No, we talked about the ancestors. Was that the last one Linda had?
I think so. I think she just posted a new one.
Oh, okay. So we're on to Leah. All right, you go ahead and I'll shuffle. I will shuffle. How you doing, Talia? I did not see you. I did not see you up here. Just dropped a rod because I was pulling out my Enchanted Tarot mini deck. All right. All right, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so hang on 1 second. Sorry, Talia. I could have been doing this earlier.
That's okay. You want me to go first?
I think I'm ready.
Ready? Go ahead, girl.
So I think, Talia, the overall message from Spirit is just like self-care, like big time. I'm thinking you're just, things in life are just not balancing out well right now. Maybe you're just like super concerned about work or relationships or personal projects that you're trying to accomplish. So it's really important to try to balance those out as much as you possibly can. And the sacred pool card that I also pulled, I think is very much about like creating a sacred space for you to rejuvenate yourself, rehydrate yourself in a spiritual sense. I think maybe if you've been doing too much, or you couldn't, maybe it's not even doing too much, but I've just pulled the slave card, and you're being a slave to something. I don't know if you're putting too much time and energy into one basket and forgetting about yourself. That's kind of what I'm getting. But I think because of it, you're just wearing yourself out. And I could be wrong. You know, feel free to tell me if I'm wrong. But I think to sort of help you, your guides are saying communicate what you need, message in a bottle. And I think that that's very much don't hide what you need from other people. Don't even hide it from yourself. Really take the time to give yourself the self-care that you need. And then know that things don't always fall into place at the right time. And it's okay. You don't have to force it. Like it'll eventually happen. I feel like you're a little bit like me right now, where I'm just trying to do too many things at once and I just need to calm down. And I think that's the same message for you. And it's okay to, I'm getting the same card again. I think a lot of people need to know that tonight, that it's okay to not know what's next. It's okay to not force it. It's okay to move forward, not knowing what's about to happen, and trusting your guides and trusting that they're going to lead you in the right direction. As long as your intentions are good and your intentions are clear, then your guides are going to push you and you can trust in them. And I just want to see if there's anything else that I'm getting. I just need, it's like self-care, breathe, girl, love yourself. I think you just need to take some stuff off your plate. I hope that helps, Talia. I think that's what your guides wanted to address with you first. Try to manage your time a little bit better and try to balance things out a little bit better.
Okay. So Talia, girl, you have all 4 aces here. All right. So first and foremost is the Ace of Wands. And I feel like, and then the Five of Swords is next to it. There's going to be, because you also have here the Queen of Swords, you have the Ace of Swords. There's going to be some communication that's different and new. I also see the Tower here. So you're going to be getting information from a person. They're going to want to start to see you, date you. And I feel like it's that person that you feel connected to. Okay. Because the Ace of Wands could easily be a twin flame. So I feel like it's a soulmate, definitely union, but it could easily be twin flame and that Ace of Wands, and you've had it more than once. All right. So there's going to be a coming together. Okay. With you and your person that you want, but they're after, like right after, like you go on that date or have coffee or whatever this is, there's going to be some information that comes out that's a truth reveal type of thing, things you didn't know. And that's going to throw a wrench into how you feel. You're going to start to doubt, should I even be with this person? Is this even right? Was I wrong about the connection? Am I wrong? Like, you're going to start to doubt. All right. So that's going to cause you to go into this overdrive and thinking. All right. And it's going to make you sad in a sense of you've been longing to be with this person, envisioning a future with them, trying to manifest a future with this person, and they are going to come forward. There's going to be a breakthrough some kind of a way. And just when you feel you finally have exactly what you wanted to manifest is when you're going to find out whatever this is, and it's going to throw you back. Okay. And you're going to be like, no, oh gosh, what do I do? This has been my dream for a long time. What choice do I make now? And it's going to put you back into trying to be in touch with your intuition, getting in touch with spirit, trying to figure it out, what to do. I do feel that you will allow the relationship to bloom, to continue, but you're going to be watchful and mindful of the red flags, because in your mind now, well, at this point, you're going to have these big red flags put there. That's what I feel is going to happen. But I do see where it is possible to where you guys can work through it. But you're going to be doubtful. You're going to have to get out of that doubt. I don't know what is going to be revealed, but it's something you apparently did not know. And it's going to be one of those sitting on the fence. Do I or do I not? So you're going to decide to just kind of play it by ear. You're going to be aware of what you're looking for, but also not wanting to give up on the dream you've had with this person. So I think you're going to play it by ear, you know, but you're going to have a breakthrough with the person you want to be with is what I get. So just take into consideration that. And I mean, it's kind of an up in the air thing on what you do. All right, so let's see who else we got, and then we're going to be wrapping it up soon. Shantara, did you put up more money, Shantara?
I think she did.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right, Shantara. Twin flame, yeah. Steve. Is this true? Okay. I kind of hit all the way down and I have to go. Okay, thank you. All right. You can go first.
Okay, sorry. I didn't want to interrupt. Cool. So Shantara, I would like to know if I'll get through nursing school successfully. I have anxiety and struggling to cope with it. The first thing that I got like immediately was like, it's okay to take on less classes, any of that. And I pulled a card that also said that. So I asked kind of like, what are the struggles? What can we help you get through? And yeah, balancing act is important. And I know my mom went through nursing school. I know how stressful it is. And so I would say either taking a load off sometimes if you need to, or even just at the end of the day, making sure that you're disconnecting and like getting something that's other than school. I think, if you're going to school, you're coming home, you're constantly thinking about it, and you're not taking any time to do like anything else, it's going to be really rough. So I would say definitely balance some social time with that, or some time to yourself. And then your guides also said this is going to be a hard time for you to have people coming in to help you with this. It's not something that you can just like easily delegate or have somebody help you with your homework. So it's more just about knowing that that's ahead, and knowing that it's going to be a struggle. So optimizing your time and how you work and how you study, so that you're being self-reliant and you're not having to rely on others, I think is important. But the biggest thing is they're saying to not be a slave to it. I pulled this card for everyone tonight. I feel like I'm just reusing the same cards. I have such big decks over here, and the Seeker card as well. And I think that with this card, it's about remembering why you want to do this. And I feel like you might be teetering on like remembering why you're interested in this. And yes, your anxiety may be kind of like stressful and at the forefront of your mind. And I would say, is it a question of, is it getting so bad that being in this position, if you followed through as a nurse, would it cause you a lot of stress to the point that it's not worth it? And I would say that's a question to ask yourself. I think you can get through it. I think you just have to remind yourself why you're doing it, why it's important. And I think when you're struggling, it's because you're losing that focus or that vision. And so the last card I pulled was being wide open. And I just want to feel what this card means. Usually I associate this with intuition. And I think your guys are saying, yeah, that's the same thing of being open to multiple opportunities. I wouldn't be surprised if your path doesn't necessarily take you down the nursing school path. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you find something adjacent to it, or I don't know, maybe you even take a break and come back to it. But just be open to all the opportunities. Those opportunities can just be like taking less classes, taking a break. But focusing on you first is super important, because if you're not taking care of you, how are you going to take care of everybody else? That's kind of like the number one thing we always say. But I think you're going to get through it, especially if you understand some of the struggles that might be in front of you, and you can sort of combat them and at least be prepared for them mentally. So I think you got this, Shateria. I think you got it.
Yeah, I feel like the first card that came out for me was the Star, Shantara. And that to me tells me that this has been a dream of yours for a while, to be a nurse, okay, to be in this field. But with the challenges, you're talking to people and wondering if you should give it up, cut it out. Two of Swords. I have the Page and the Two of Swords here. But it's something that in your mind, you've always at least told yourself, I love this. This is what I love. I love helping people. I love this. All right. And maybe there's something that maybe happened in your past, in your life, that made you determine one day I'm going to be a nurse. And then you stuck that in your head for a long, long time. You feel like it'll bring to you the stability that you want in your life and the satisfaction of helping people. So, but right now you're being challenged. It's very difficult, and you're on the fence, wondering if you should just cut it out and go in a different direction. I feel you will be successful with it. It will be a struggle, but if you stick with it, you will be successful with it. You have here the Three of Pentacles. You have the Justice card. You have the Queen of Wands, then the Six of Wands, which is all your triumph, determination, taking a stand, fighting through That will, that will to succeed is going to be there. And then you're going to reach that 10 of cups and celebrate in the 3 of cups. Okay. So yes, I feel you will complete it. It will be hell and it will not be easy, but you're going to have that drive. And I feel like somebody's going to help you. If you ask for help, somebody's going to help you through it. Okay. So don't be afraid to ask for help, but I feel like it will be a struggle, but you will make it and you will be celebrating, because that'll make it mean more to you. The harder you work for it, the more accolade, the more satisfaction you're going to get out of achieving that goal. And I feel like you will achieve it and you will celebrate that. But I feel like you're going to be a nurse. I really do. I really feel that. So have faith in yourself and know that, you know what? You are a nurse. Think of yourself as a nurse. You are a nurse. Think of yourself dressed in the uniform, making rounds, working at the hospital, wherever you want to work in your future. Live in the end. Live in the end result of what you want. Imagine yourself doing this, doing that, doing that. If you want to specialize in labor and delivery, whatever. Think of yourself in that delivery room helping deliver babies. Think of this, think of that, whatever it is, whatever you want to put yourself, think of that end result. Put a picture of it, make a vision board of it. Say, this is me. Not gonna be me, this is me. And follow that feeling. Convince yourself, because that's you. Recognize yourself, that's you, that's you, that's you. And no matter how challenging it gets, this is you. You know what I mean? So do that as a little practice to help motivate you, and ask for help. I feel like all you got to do, there's someone willing to help you. So you need to get that. Will me and Rodney eventually be together, possibly marry? I feel that they will be together eventually, but I'm going to hold on and let Lauryn go first. I'm going to get my card straight.
I agree. I'm feeling like it too. And so I pulled sort of a relationship spread of how you see him, how he sees you, what brings you together, and then kind of what's the overall advice of what needs to happen next. And so sort of the past of kind of how you viewed him, maybe you were sort of a hermit and he sort of brought you out of your shell. And again, I say I can always be wrong. So if this doesn't resonate, throw it in the trash. But I'm getting like you were sort of a hermit, and maybe that's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe you were really taking the time to take care of yourself and he helped nurture that. And when you met him, it was also just a good mix because he was just really being himself. He was being innocent. He was being pure. Very childlike is sort of the card that I'm pulling. And so I think it brought you guys together in a good way because of that. And the card that brings you together but also pulls you apart is Angel. And I understand like the positive side of this. What brings you together is wanting to help each other with no expectation of anything in return. And I think that's a great thing to have in a relationship, is like doing something for the other person without, seeking something negative from it. And I think where it can get bad is when you guys are giving each other too much and not receiving that in exchange. And so I think that's kind of like one area of tension in your guys' relationship that your guys just sort of want you to know about, and hopefully is something you can work on. As far as right now, where you guys are at in your relationship, I feel like you're very self-empowered right now, and you're in a really good spot to enter into a relationship. I pulled the card, and it's basically talking about you're not afraid of the challenges. You're not afraid of the things that you have to work on in yourself and in this relationship. And therefore, you're going to move forward. You're going to bring a lot of change into your life because of that. And I think that's a great place to be in. And then where he's at is the Lover card. I feel like he's in a really good spot to reciprocate that and bring that forward. I just feel like this is an overall just really good spread. But and then the future is you're not going to be giving into the negativity of sacrificing yourself too much. Again, the Slave card is like the card of the night. And is talking about surrendering your power, but not doing in a way that you're sacrificing again what you need. It's all coming back to this angel card of like you're giving to each other because you want to, but you're also getting it in return. And I think you're going to really combat that part of yourself that you've always struggled with in relationships. And that's why this relationship is so good for you. And I think how he sees you in the future, I pulled Mystic. I think you are really good at connecting him with his intuition. And, maybe you don't necessarily do that explicitly. Like you might not pull tarot cards with each other or something, but there's something about you that helps him connect more with that divine power, that higher power, whatever you want to call it. And he unknowingly is just really attracted to that in you. And I think because of that, you guys are just bringing so many good things to the table for each other. And as long as you're just remembering to put each other first, but not to a point where you're sacrificing yourself, I think that's all that matters. Mm-hmm. And as far as what you could be focusing on next, I pulled the building blocks card again. And this is just kind of focusing on building a foundation, knowing that it might not happen right away, but with all of this as your foundation, you guys have such a good foundation that you can build on it, and eventually it will become that strong, sturdy structure of your relationship that you can rely on. But it's okay that it's not completely there yet. But just know that what is there is strong, and as long as you guys are both keeping these things in mind, you're going to help build that together, and it's going to be super strong. So I would say yes to answer your question, if that's all kept in mind.
Okay, so I do feel that we'll be together. This is something you both would want to build that solid foundation. There is a sense of loss because you're not together right now. So you're missing one another and thinking of, man, when I saw this one last time, I should have said this and that and the other, or I should have done this. Because you both want to be together and you're in limbo. The relationship is in a little bit of a delay. So, and that makes it tough. It makes it tough. You want to be with this person. Page of Pentacles is here. So something is going to come in. You're both directed to each other. And I feel that, what you were saying, Lauryn, how you were saying that there's something about Linda, this mystical thing that makes him feel this certain way, this certain connection. I feel that's the soulmate connection, that he feels that tie, that bond.
Yeah.
He's with her. And so I have the Lovers here too. I have the Star. So I feel like they're both wanting each other. They're both feeling the same way, that this is something, it feels good. It feels like there is a connection here. It feels like he recognizes it. He may not speak it, but he recognizes the feeling and he likes that. And this is a feeling he has wanted to find with someone, just like she has wanted to find with someone for a while. This is the wish fulfillment on both parties in that emotion. So I have the Page of Pentacles, and I have the Queen of Pentacles. This is what you want. You want to graduate from the Page to the Queen, but it's going to be a little bit of a journey. Pentacles are slow moving, and he just got the map. So it's going to be a little bit of a journey to the Queen. But guess what? A new beginning, because you're going to reach this new beginning phase. You're going to reach that point of, we can have this journey together. You're going to reach that. We have justice that's here. And again, I have the Fool card. So I have the Fool card twice. And I have the Ace of Pentacles. And I have the King of Cups. So he's not revealing all his feelings right now. He wants what you want. He does want to offer his cup of love, and he will. It's just going to be a slow moving energy because of justice having to be served before you guys can start on your path together. You both have certain things that are working out right now in your lives that I'm telling you, as that starts to fall into place, this will too. So just keep that in mind. I do see it still. There's no swaying that. I've been seeing this for months. You know, it's true. So do we have, now I need to catch up with the stream. So waiting. Okay. Well, Craig, she really can't in this situation. It's, hi, Christine. In this situation, she really can't approach him like normally people can. She's a Virgo. I'm a Scorpio. Steve wants to know if he will get back with his ex-girlfriend. Is that the next question?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Steve is a yes or no, I think. I think Steve is a yes or no. $5. Australian. I think that's Australian, but it has to be $5 American, Steve. But I'm going to answer it because we're about to have to wrap it up. Y'all, we've been on here almost 3 hours. So, will you and your ex-girlfriend get back together, Steve? I feel a yes. Will Jessica come back to you? You broke up January 24th. I feel yes, but somebody's got to make the first step. And I'm telling you, you need to be the one to do that. I'm telling you. Will Steve and Jessica get back together? I get a yes. I feel like y'all will, but you're going to have to be the one to break the ice. What do you get, Lauryn?
I'm getting the exact same thing. I think it's got to be on you, Steve, because I feel like maybe you did something that wasn't so good. And I feel like you might need to apologize for it. Because I feel like she's open, but she's looking for some sort of visible change. So I think it's got to be you approaching her, and whatever happened, I'm not sure what happened, but she feels wronged. And so I would say go forward into a place of being transparent and honest and genuine. And I think if she's receptive, she might definitely move forward.
I hate it when I start picking up random messages during a stream. Like, it's true. It's so distracting.
Oh, I know. Once you get going for a while, it's just like, wow, I gotta keep it all.
It's true. It's true. Okay. I think that was it.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Thank you for being here. And I hope you do come back. I hope you want to do it again. Thank you all for your super chats and your love and your support. One quick question for the honey jar. Is there a specific moon phase to make and light the candle? A lot of people work by the moon phases. It just depends. If you need to make it now, you can make it at any time. The full moon is a very good time to do any kind of work. Marco, you're good. If you want to bring something to you, I feel that the full moon, the new moon, and the waxing moon are perfect. The waning moon is where you're getting rid of things. So keep that in mind. The waning moon, that's how basically I go by it. You know, other people may feel different, but right now is a good time to make your little honey jar and put your intentions in that and just have faith. Who's in tears? We made somebody cry. What? Shantara. Oh. All right. Was Edna supposed to teach me a lesson, or is she supposed to be in my life? I wonder. Thank you, Holly. I feel like there is a lesson to be learned from it, Craig. Maybe you both needed to learn something, you know? Was Edna supposed to teach Craig a lesson? Was she meant to be in his life? Yes. You know, maybe it's a lesson of especially when we love someone and things go wrong and they leave us or we leave them, and there's still that love, but nobody's moving toward the other person. The lesson here is somebody's got to let go of the ego. The pride has to go, or you're not going to get anywhere. And until that lesson is learned, this will be what you go through. Unless you completely cut it off. You know, but the lesson has to be learned. What do you think, Lauryn?
I'm getting both. That yes, she was here to definitely teach you a lesson, and she is supposed to be in your life. I just keep hearing, I said it earlier the last time you asked this question, but I just keep hearing like friendship. And I think that might be hard for you to grasp right now, but I think that sometimes lovers can definitely turn into friends and be a better friend than they were a lover. And I just feel like that's the role that she plays in your life. And maybe having been a past lover of yours, maybe she'll provide a unique perspective or something. But I just keep getting drawn towards like, yes, but don't see that as like, hey, we're supposed to be romantic together. You know, it could be a different type of relationship. So
maybe so. I don't know. Maybe so. But I do see a conversation in the future. Mm-hmm. It can't be too far off because I'm seeing it where I didn't see it before. Thank you, Holly. So somebody's going to reach out. Somehow or other, y'all going to run into each other. Something is going to happen and you're going to speak. And that might be the icebreaker that needs to happen. You know, but we'll see. We'll see.
I'm curious.
I know. Craig's going to tell us, though. He will. He's not going to hold water. He's going to tell us. He's going to share. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And I will see you again very, very soon. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Tuesday. I plan to go live again tomorrow. So I don't know what time. Y'all know that. And all right. Thank you so much, Lauryn. I hope you enjoyed it.
I did. This was awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no problem. I'm going to end the stream and then, so don't log off. I'm going to just go off of live. Okay. So we could chat just a minute.
Sounds good.
Thank you guys. They still talking to each other. I love you guys. Bye. I don't know if I'm going to lose you or not, but we're going to see.
Okay.